Oh, snap.
Double
Wow.
wonderful.
Okay. Do these make it onto our
Wait,
like
there's
D20
two 20s.
I don't know if those count.
stats? You don't know what those
No,
count.
they don't.
It's trending upward.
I rarely get them. It should count.
All right. Well, Brienne and Shikari, who do you want to give the recap of the parties in town, say?
I vote for Bantu because he was responsible for.
He's the only one not here.
He's the only one out here. Damn it! In that case, I vote for Amanda.
He's doing God's work.
So that means you're God's runner-up, I guess.
Yeah, but
I don't know. What do you
Flo
think?
didn't do much.
I'm not the only 20 in the room.
Oh no, I vote Amanda too.
Ouch.
I didn't want to be the first one to cast the stone, so
Oh, I'll do that. Yeah, no, I volunteer as tribute. Yeah, that's fine. No, but not for this. Amanda still gives the recap.
Okay. Well, in town.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back in Westvale.
Pro enjoyed a lovely bath for a majority of the session. And she went downstairs and they started talking and there was lots of discussion, and I don't remember who brought up Eo's interesting transformation. I'm trying to remember how that conversation started.
It was Bantu.
Was it Bantu? Okay. And then that caused a lot of drama, and Crow learned that she could also tell other people that they could make tea, not just Eo. And so she took care of Eo for a little bit. She had a really, really busy session, guys. She took a bath. She cared for Eo. She did it all by herself. She finally did something. But the rest of the party, they did things too. I think there was mostly a lot of discussion on. I think everyone kind of. Oh no! The best part was Seneca and Rian's awkward encounters.
Oh, God.
Journaling.
So awkward.
Those were the best. We did nearly drown Eo trying to give him a damn.
it's fine. It's whatever.
But it was beautiful. Every single time Seneca and Rian ran into each other, it was just like, you know.
How's you like the weather?
Yeah, the weather's nice. And then there's also a blooming potential relationship, since neither of them are here to defend it. We're just going to say it's so. Between Yas and Seneca, and they spent the night in the forge together, lighting fires and stuff. So that's probably means something, since they're both people lost in time. Yas also,
iron, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. Yas also graciously aged. So Crow gave him some cream because his face looks haggard and worn, and he clearly needs moisturizer. Bantu went around trying to make sure everyone had a plan for the upcoming adventure. And all of us had some ideas, but none that we were like, yes, this is for sure what we're doing. Chikari created her own little school of warriors where she was training them on how to defend themselves, and it was just like a how to survive 101 class, which was fantastic child labor.
It was a little bit. Kind of.
You know.
I mean, things were done. Things happened.
And Bree was able to go home and see her loved ones. I think she spent a majority of the session at her own home, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. Home
But
cooked meal.
I know
Catching up.
Shikari was like, hey, we should leave now. And that nearly killed Crow because she was like, no, we can't just leave. We just got back. We had a nap for 7 to
We've only
10
had one
business
back
years. You want to go back out into the unknown where we don't have comfortable beds? Well, semi. It's not a comfortable bed. It is a bed though. But yeah, we had a decent day at town. And if I missed anything, I'm really sorry.
I think the one other thing worth mentioning is that we completely derailed Ryan's plans to get us out of town.
We did that exceptionally well.
You guys did manage to end up leaving town at the end of the session, though. So you guys were making your way
Yeah, but I didn't put
southward.
that in the recap, so we could still technically be in town.
If there's any last minute things you guys want to do, you could absolutely still be in town, and we can.
No, it's okay.
Like,
It's okay.
some people are going to be delayed. We can even go a little bit more into the journey.
We could spend at least 30 minutes decorating the cart.
Oh yes.
Well, I did say Seneca because we learned of her fear of horses. She could definitely sit in the cart with me, and there are cushions. And we did get it covered, as Yas told EO that it was a covered wagon. So we did cover it and make it nice and plush and comfortable. And we brought as many comfortable things to sit on. And we'll probably set up a tea party on the inside as we did last time, because the only way to travel is by enjoying the ride.
I'm sure all those cushions make that cart nice and quiet and padded on the road. It's not all rickety and clackety.
Exactly. It's a stealth thing.
It's strategical as well as comfort. Yeah, no, yeah. Practicality and style, all married in one crow.
Party was making their way southwards, heading out to, I think, just kind of scout out the nearby area, looking to see if they could get a little bit more intel on Godrod's camps, maybe checking in with some of the nearby scouting parties, maybe capturing some goblins of their own. And in this process of traveling through the woods, Rien was leading the party up ahead with Kaylin, one of the Pathfinders. And I believe it was Rien that spotted a handful of goblins not too terribly far up ahead.
Okay. Did we decide what we wanted to do with them? With the goblins? Do we want to kill them? I said let's kill them.
We are going to collect intelligence and then make a choice.
Fontu, I'm so proud.
We're heading south. We're making our way down south, faces past, and we're Godrod bound. And
No.
and we're gonna get there. We're gonna use our eyes, and then we're gonna make then we're gonna decide what to do.
So do we? So we're going to ignore the goblins for now.
No, I think we want to take some
What
captives and
goblins?
interrogate them. The ones she's seeing.
Does everybody have sight on this map?
It looks like Rien is the only one on this map, so that's up to her.
At the end of last session, Rianne did motion to the rest of the party that there was goblins ahead.
Yes.
So we know there's goblins, maybe not how many.
Shikari is going to say, we should capture one.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. I know how to count to 7.
How long have we been walking when we came across these goblins?
About 7 hours travel south from town.
Okay, so
Oh.
we know we're not like right up on Godrod's
No.
camp or anything. Okay,
No.
that's good to know.
And just as a brief refresher, some of these goblins look a little bit worse for wear. They don't look to be particularly well organized, likely a scouting or scavenging party, judging by how they are poorly equipped with rusty weapons and wearing scraps of mismatched armor. They look to have a couple of wounds across some of them, like what looked to, there's even the haft of an arrow sticking out of the back of the leg of one of them. But it looks as though like combat happened some time ago. They have, for the better part, patched their wounds up as best they can. You can see like there's all sorts of like their mud moss concoctions that they've got smeared across some of their own wounds. Some of them are just still have just dried blood matted onto like one arm, but they don't look to be actively running from anything right now.
Where are they? Just sitting there, or are they?
They are
Heading
making
south.
their way southeast on this map.
So towards Godrod?
You can ask them.
No. Oh no.
You know,
Really
Godrod
wanted to
Canyon
get
is south, and they're like roughly, if they continue, sure.
Real quick, are we all fully healed, long rested?
I believe so.
Okay, I just saw our tokens and I was like, wait, what happened? But okay. I just want to double check. We're healed.
Yes, because I don't think anything's happened since resting.
I don't think so. Okay.
I apparently leveled up since the last time I used these tokens.
Oh my god.
So you said you want to keep one?
Evie, how many hit points does Shikari have?
She
We
should have
could
it.
potentially.
Did you guys roll for your level 5?
I think we did. I think we did really,
I
really
remember
shitty with
doing
most of them.
that. Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
rolled bad.
That's better.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought we could take one
I
captain and
didn't.
ask him some questions.
Of course, EO did.
Most people rolled bad.
Lucas, that's because you already leveled up earlier.
No, I know. I honestly missed the end of when you guys leveled up.
So okay. If we do want to capture one, how do we want to do it? Do we just want to ambush everyone or try to lure one away from the group?
I
think
have
there
an
are few enough-
idea.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt. But I could just pluck one out if you tell me which one you want.
Oh my! What? You can do that?
Oh, I guess.
Sometimes.
What? How can you do that? No, I'm genuinely curious. I'm not.
While they're all talking,
She can
Antu's
teleport
gonna
people.
wander over to this tree
Oh.
and start making boar noises.
No.
I was gonna say we can surround them too. That's another option. Or we can just all fly off.
Feel free to start moving yourselves into position on this map as you appropriately would like to position your characters.
I want to hide behind this log.
Wait,
Ouching.
Nick. What does the? Oh, there it is. That sounds almost similar to Crow's seagull. Seagull.
Can Shikari kind of surreptitiously move sort of along here, or did she need to do like a stealth check to see if she can wander along the party and kind of hide back here?
You're welcome to move up to your movement on the map. If you're
Oh.
trying to move beyond that, then I'm going to start requiring rules.
Okay, all right. Well, okay.
Can Rianne climb a tree?
Are you asking me or Rian?
I am asking you.
Because I believe so.
Hell yeah, dude.
Wait, didn't she get the item, or was Seneca the one that got the walking on the walls?
Seneca's got the walking on the walls.
Got it.
Appear and fly.
I thought we gave that to EO. Oh no, they both are warlocks. Never mind. I remember now. I remember the whole conversation. We have another Mr. Magoo on our hands.
I don't know. That's all I do.
Over there.
Yep. I don't want to have to roll a check and then fail it, and then we expose everybody, and then all falls apart.
All right, so Fontu rolled a 21 with that boar check. Fantastic.
Oh, that's really good.
It's
I
loud
don't
enough that many of these goblins kind of stop mid what they're doing, like in their paces, picking at whatever itch that they were scratching at, and that all of them turn around and start actively scanning for the party. If I can have everybody roll some initiative.
This is one way to do it.
Hey, that's a natural 20.
Actively at
Oh,
this point
fuck.
in time, nobody has been noticed. But like, if the goblins are going before the party members, they have the potential to spot you guys. But if you guys go before the goblins, I'll give you the potential to kill goblins, or however you would like to. Not murder, non-lethally kill goblins.
I have an idea as to why I'm in a tree. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. How do I add myself? Oh wait, hold on. Nope. How do I add myself to the turn order again?
Right click on your token.
Oh, yep.
Add turn.
There we go. Sorry.
All right. That's why.
Do we have any rope? Oh, we'll figure it out.
Riarios, you were going to be up first.
I'm last.
Bree's not even on the initiative order.
Oh,
I am. I'm on the
No.
bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I need to make it
Yeah, make
bigger.
it
That's
bigger, man.
how
I'm
dumb
down
she
at the
is.
bottom.
Oh,
The other B word. Badass Bontu.
On to 22. Crows.
I was going to say baby back bitch, but yours is better.
whoa.
Is
You
that
know,
like your
we don't discuss
catchphrase or
private
something?
pet
You say
names,
that a lot.
Rachel.
Here yet. Crows.
What exactly is a baby back bitch? Like, is it a ribs reference? Is it? I don't understand.
Yeah, like you're a little bitch, so you're not even a big bitch. You just
Yeah.
extra
Oh,
petty.
wow.
It's-
You're the mini version of a full rack of ribs.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. I see it
Mhm.
now. I see it
Sorry,
now.
did you roll a 19 or a 14?
It's a
14.
state of being, honestly.
It's a state of being.
It's yeah.
That I got. I got that from context clues.
And Eo, did you roll a 15 or a 14?
I rolled a 15.
It's got 15 on my tracker.
Yeah, I've got your tokens from another fight still on there, so I had to
Oh,
make
is it on the
sure
D&D Beyond tracker or whatever? Or do you have two separate ones in Roll20?
There's a separate one on.
Oh, woof.
So, Bantu with a 22. What would you like to do after making these board sounds and getting the attention of some goblins?
Bantu is then going to whisper the lyrics of a song that is about slowing down time. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way. And then I'm going to cast slow, which is a 40-foot cube, which is what I believe I have measured out here. And I need them all to make wisdom saving throws. DC is 14.
My favorite thing about Bantu is when he trends Kermit. It's just so cute.
Goblins are notoriously known for their wisdom.
Absolutely.
They're so wise.
How much damage are these guys going to take on a failure?
They're not taking any damage. They're getting slowed down, so their speed is halved, so they can't run the fuck away. They take a -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws, and they can't take reactions.
Oh.
And on its turn, it could take either an action or a bonus action, not both. So no hiding for these motherfuckers either. And none of that little runaway bullshit mechanic that they have either.
Well, damn.
That seems personal.
That alleviates a heck of a lot of my concerns.
And then I gotta figure out how to make my ruler go away. Did it go away?
You got 5 of them
There we go.
in that area.
5 out of 7 is pretty good. And then Bantu is going to rush at this one. And only have bonus action left. Can't do much with that.
I get what you're laying down. I get what Bantu's laying down.
But he's going to try to draw attention of, I don't know, all of them. He's just gonna be big and scary. That's the end of Bantu turn.
Ooh. The goblins affected by the slow spell in front of and beside, you see them start frantically pulling their weapons out. And for their action, they are going to equip themselves with their weapons as you watch the 2 of them slowly arm themselves. Oh, no, all 3 of them. Of that type of goblin. All 3 of them are going to arm themselves. Brienne.
Okay, yes. Wait.
You
Did
hear
you
these
throw?
goblins start to shout out. Oh, Brienne, are you 15 or 17? That's another duplicate.
I am 15. Crow is 17.
Never mind then. Crow, you hear these goblins in slow motion as they are reaching and drawing arms start calling out in very slow goblin.
Sure. As one says.
They start shouting out in alarm in slow motion.
Okay, Crow's gonna target this one mostly because it's the cutest one. Let's be honest.
Sure.
And I want to try and cast Vortex Warp and get it to teleport to like. I don't want it too close to me, but I see Bree right there, and Bree's a badass, so I'm gonna stick it like right here. Like, if I can, let me cast the thing and see. Has to do a con save.
Con save. All right. That's a 10 total. So ping that spot for me one more time.
Right here next to the bushes. So it's like not right up on Bree, but like, close enough. So he's just gonna
Tell
kind
us
of
what it
flop.
looks like as he's vortex warped across the battlefield.
So Crow is going to look over to EL and be like, okay, I think I like that one over there. And she's gonna like kind of close her eyes and kind of with her mind reach into like this I don't know, other world and kind of like pluck him out of existence with this invisible hand, and he all of a sudden like feels like this grabbing as he's just almost like pulled under the ground and then just like pops up right here in front of Bree.
Hi.
He lets out a shriek of alarm, and you can tell this guy is not slowed.
He's not.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What?
He's the cutest
Oh.
one. Look at his little tusky things.
Well, but that's good though. You kept him from running away by drawing him closer to you.
He's
Anything
probably
else
the
I
most
can do?
dangerous one.
Well, good. We got this.
Hit him with a hammer!
I believe
You
in
don't want
us.
him alive. I can't hit him with the hammer. I'll kill him.
Crow's gonna poke
We
over
want
the
one alive.
log
It doesn't
she's
need to be
hiding
the scariest
behind,
one.
and she's gonna
True.
be like, Bree, I got that one for us. Keep him. And then she's gonna kind of like duck behind the log again.
Wonderful. Rian.
Hey Lucas, what's Rand's long jump or just jumping?
Give
It's
me
not.
1 second. It's not bad.
How did
Is it at
Lucas
least
end up sort of the czar of
15?
jumping stats? How did this come about?
He voluntarily did it himself because he was bored.
That's
He made a
amazing.
graphic.
Well, because I like
He's
doing
so
cool
good at
stuff,
math.
and I want to make sure that there's a calculation based on your strength score and like if you have a running jump and stuff like that.
And you did it all yourself for funsies. Got it.
Last campaign I did a lot of jumping around, so I wanted to have it on the go, so that way we just didn't have to sit there and calculate it every time. All right,
It's kind of been the most useful thing ever.
Well, for us teenagers
Yeah.
especially. Yeah.
all right. Long jump for Rian, standing, no movement, 8 feet.
8 feet. What if I take like a
Well, you
5
have
foot
height,
forward?
so you might be able to get a little further. That's just on the ground.
Do you
Rachel,
think I'd
what are
be
you
able to get like
trying to
15
do?
feet? I
I think
want.
she wants to give the people's elbow from the top rope.
Oh hell yeah! I want to land on this goblin. I want to pin him down. He will not see it coming because Brienne is never seen.
Well, then, Rian, I want you to make this attack roll at advantage.
Oh
Because that
fuck yeah!
sounds good, awesome.
John Cena!
There's literally an episode of Buffy the
Oh.
Vampire Slayer about this.
Oh,
This is
fuck.
amazing.
You did it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'll do it.
Absolutely gonna hit.
Oh hell yeah! Do I pin him? Well, no, that's a separate roll. But yeah, do I land on top of the guy, right? Or gal?
Yeah.
I land on top of the goblin.
Continue your turn in occupying the same space, but you cannot end your turn occupying the same space.
Can I pin him? Them.
With your second attack, absolutely.
Oh, that's right.
Oh
Yes,
yeah!
him,
No,
you're
oh my
level
god,
5.
that's right. I'm a fighter.
Land on him,
How do I
grab
do
him,
that?
roll him, and pin him.
Roll an athletics, and he's going to roll an opposed athletics acrobatics check.
Oh shit. Oh no. I'm in danger.
You rolled an 18.
Hey, can I use my
this-
inspiration?
Absolutely.
You do have a human inspiration
Well-
for the day.
I do have my inspiration, yes, so I can roll again. And I do have my DM inspiration.
You got what, 3?
that I'm
Three of those, I think you
Start
said.
using those, Rachel.
Well, I have one because you said that I couldn't get the other DM inspiration.
Exactly. Perfect.
Oh, wait, did I have 2 and I just oh fuck. Well, oh,
Good.
shit.
Well,
22.
hell yeah. The goblin slipped free from the first grip, and you are quick with your trident to block his path of escape as you use that opportunity to swoop him up from the ankles, and you lift this goblin up off of his feet. You've got him grappled in your hand. His movement speed is-
Oh, that's right. You're going down. I can't do the WWE thing. But, you know.
Brother.
Yes.
You're
Oh,
going
brother.
downtown.
Hell yeah. She's got that. She's got him.
One.
And we do this when Jeremy's not
I know,
here.
right? We get WWF references when he's not here.
Rian, is there anything else you would like to do?
She'll turn around and have this. I would assume like carrying him. The goblin's struggling like a cat, and she'll turn over to I don't know Bree with a wide grin. I did it. I caught him.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Wonderful. With that,
I am my
goes-
turn.
Okay. It's a free action for me to drop the stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm dropping this stuff right there. And I'm then going to charge forward underneath that tree, because I think that gets me close enough. Yep. I need this gobbo right here to make a Constitution saving throw. DC
That's-
16.
This guy? One that's grappled?
No, the one way down here,
Oh, that guy.
right in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Oh, scared guy.
A -2 to... Oh, that's not great. That's going to be a total of 5.
He levitates 20 feet in the air.
Goodness.
Rachel.
And he cannot move unless he has something to grab onto or pull himself along with, or
Because he's slowed, his reaction comes way too late. And so it's not until he's like 5 feet up in the air that he starts reaching for like trees and the floor, but it's already way too far gone. And at that point, he just kind of drops the weapon in a panic and continues fumbling upwards.
Yeah. EO got you all night. You're my starlight. He's
What would
levitating.
you like to do?
well, that was action and movement and everything, so I'm good there.
Shikari.
Okay. So I can't tell. Is this the thing that Crow dragged up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Currently
You know what?
grappled
You
by
guys are-
Rian.
You guys got that, I think. You're all over it. I'm gonna move. my
She's
move
wrestling
roll.
that like a great white she just fished out of the ocean.
Well, goodness.
Got him by the tail.
I didn't know.
Goblins don't have tails.
This
We're
one
gonna
does.
need a bigger boat.
Shikari's gonna move up 30 feet. I think that's 30 feet.
Perfect.
And then she's going to, you guessed it, crossbow this feller here.
That feller there, but he's got a -2 his AC.
I think he'll be all right.
I don't think so. That's not at all what that means.
Well, he doesn't have to be the one we take alive.
You gotta beat a,
Huh?
You gotta beat a 10.
Okay. Oh, I didn't. I got an 8.
That's not gonna do it. The arrow flies just short, as like you're
Unless-
anticipating him dodging it, but it's just too
Unless
slow.
that's one interpretation, unless there was like a bard nearby that could cast silvery barbs,
Ooh. If only,
Which
if only, right?
which I do. I cast silvery barbs.
Aw.
Roll it again, Shigare.
Thanks, Bunty.
And I will give her advantage, because fuck it.
Because fuck it. I like that. You know, I forget, I have a point of inspiration too. 17.
17 is going to hit.
Okay.
Roll DiMaggio.
It's an 8.
Well, that's gonna clear his 7
Whoa.
hit points.
Whoa. Chikari, expert sniper.
The bolt just zips right through the goblin, and it's very end of Underworld-esque, as he's dead, but he's reacting too slow. Like, he's still conscious, looking at his heart on the floor at the tip of this crossbow, and he's like, oh no! Then he grabs for his chest, and then just slowly falls over.
Well, now I feel bad. But yeah, that's the Bantu scope right there.
Anything else?
That's it.
Go. Warriors. The two of
Oh,
them
I'm
are
really
going
at the
to
bottom of the
start
list.
drawing weapons, and the one in front of Bantu is going to take a wild stab at you. That's going to be a 14 to hit.
No.
Just smashes off the front of your armor, and he's going to use his bonus action to disengage and run back.
Of course he does. The one that can.
Yeah, the one that can't. That's it for that. They can move slowly back.
Bantu's gonna smile and say, chase then.
And repeat the save at the end of their turns. Nope. And nope. Briarios.
All right. Bree is going to. I think this is probably
No.
necessary. What's that?
Nope, I realized that Ryan said they did repeat the save, and they just failed. That's why he said nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, they rolled a 3 and a 2.
Kind of sucks when you have to make the save at disadvantage because you're fucked up by slope. Bree's gonna move 40 feet. She's gonna activate her heart and go into her primal stance at the moment. Just get the rage going, and then she's gonna pull out 2 javelins and throw them at the dude that was running. I think I'm within rage. Nope, not that. Not quite in rage, but
Well, it's disadvantage range, right?
yeah, but because I'm feeling a little reckless today, I'll do them straight rolls.
Ooh.
How reckless.
Yeah, little reckless javelin action. I got your back, Bontu. All right.
Thanks, Bree.
Let's see here.
You're
That's
15 on warrior.
let's see. Javelin plus 7. That's gonna be a 19 and a 21.
Oh, hell yeah.
All
How
right.
smart. With the range.
With the rage from downtown. All right, 2d6 plus 12. All right, that's 19 points of piercing damage to that gobbo.
That
Fuck.
javelin just pins that warrior in place. He is not sprinting anywhere.
You make my pew pew pews seem so insignificant.
You killed a goblin too.
It's true.
I had to throw 2 things to do it. You did it in one, so that's better.
I guess. That's a lot.
I just had to make sure he was dead because I can't run any further. My little arms can only throw so far. Bree will say, bound to if you want. Stay close. I can help you out. And that's it for Bree.
All right. Brienne, the goblin that you've got by the ankle is going to draw a wicked-looking knife and just take a stab at you in the gut.
I only want to be stabbed by friendly-looking knives.
That's going to be an 11 and a 13 to hit.
Haha, doesn't hit.
It's just smashing off the front of your armor as he's just unable to pierce through it.
Is it wrong that I want Rienne to have like fish armor and it's just like everyone's stabbing like trout
No,
and bass?
like the Tullies of River Run, like the like leather is sort of like scaled.
Well, I was thinking actual fish, but
So-
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No,
Like in a
I
Disney movie away.
I wasn't thinking of that at all. If you remember Breath of the Wild, where that rubber suit was, I was imagining that.
Like a
So-
full
Just
fish
wearing a
suit.
wetsuit.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll find it. Breath of the Wild.
I imagine Brienne being. I saw this on YouTube short where it's like the dude that's wearing a fish skeleton costume at the airport, and he gets the head of the fish as his like luggage, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is my head," and then he wears the costume out. I imagine Brienne doing that.
Yes.
I am the fish.
So I missed Shikari and Bree's turns. What happened with them?
Chikari killed a goblin with a expertly shot crossbow bolt, and I threw 2 javelins at one that ran away from Bantu.
I would not have made those shots without Bantu.
But next up is Bantu.
I appreciate it, Bree,
Though.
but I'm gonna go try to catch one of these fuckers. Bantu is going to run there, use bonus action to adrenaline rush. And then he is going to smash a hand axe into this one.
All right. 13. Yes.
8 damage.
8 damage slashes into this goblin, and you can see he is just barely standing as he hobbles forward, shy one leg.
Jeez.
Bantu smiles and say, now try to run away. And that is the end of Bantu's turn.
Cool. This goblin floating up in the air is going to panic and slowly start screaming in slow motion. Continues to not break from the slow spell and is going to continue to float there. Does he get another save on the levitate, or does he just keep levitating now that he failed?
I think he just keeps levitating.
Cool.
Hey Ryan, I have a question on the screen. Does it increase in volume, like in slow motion as well, the way like people like sometimes have to get up there in their volume of a scream, or is it like how sometimes you can scream at the top of your lungs? So is it like immediately loud and just like a sustained wail? Like how does the sound travel with regard to the slow-mo?
It's more monotonous than anything. It's the slower change in pitch that makes it seem almost unnatural.
But the volume is the same. It's
Volume
still
is
a
the
loud
same.
scream.
Still screaming for his life as he's floating up into space, for all he knows. The gods have chosen him unworthy. All of his friends have just been murdered around him, and he is being ushered into the heavens or beyond. And there's not a thing he can do about it. And for some reason, everything is going so wickedly fast around him that he can't comprehend it as this is all going on.
That's amazing. Okay, got it. Thank you.
So he's going to just continue to have this end-of-life crisis. The goblin on the floor is now got his short bow drawn and is going to loose a shot at Briarios stood across the way.
At advantage.
Oh goodness. How does the slow affect the attack? So minus.
They can only get one, right? Or they get one action. Do they get one attack if they have multiple attacks? I can't remember.
Just making sure it doesn't do disadvantage attack.
No, I think they just get the one.
Okay. So the one attack with advantage because of the reckless. It's going to be a 19 or... So, a 23 with the bonus to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. The one attack these goblins are going to make on the party, I think.
Sorry, I'm posting distracting images in Discord.
You're good. It's going to be 8 points of piercing, half to 4 because
Okay.
you were raging.
Yeah.
And, that's cool. There's a little caveat. +1 piercing if the roll had advantage. Haha!
Oh, okay, 5. I'll take it. Ow,
and
you little
his
shit.
roll, he is likewise not going to save, and you see he's just going to slowly, he just drops the bow after it looses that arrow, and he is going for whatever daggers and knives he's got at his sides. Slowly. Crow.
So, Crow is going to target this guy. Is this the one that just shot at Bree?
That is.
Okay. Then I want to target this one, and I would like to do Sorceress Burst.
Wonderful.
We're going to do Lightning because that seems appropriate.
Absolutely.
24?
With a 24.
Ooh. What happened? That's cool.
Amanda, you do almost triple
I got
his hit
8.
points in damage.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Whoa.
No, you're
You
don't be.
turn this there's a burst of lightning from within this goblin, and it mystifies what remained of the majority of what was the goblin. Like there's a spattering of gore as he explodes outward in a burst of lightning from somewhere within.
Oh my god. Crow's gonna just kind of stand there, and I did forget to do something when I teleported the previous gobbo. So we're gonna do that real quick and not worry about it anymore. And that's my turn.
Hello.
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 You missed
I'm not
the moment
home.
that everybody
I'm in my
was doing
van.
their best.
What's
You
up?
missed everyone's Randy Savage impression.
Oh yeah,
No.
brother.
No!
Yeah.
Ryan dropped
killing
it from
me.
the top rope onto the unsuspecting goblin.
I will say a little tidbit for any Macho Man Randy Savage impersonation. Make sure to do a lot of big inhales of breath between sentences. You know, It's very crucial, and it absolutely.
We
It's about-
took a long time to fight a goblin.
But I'm in my work van. I'm on my way home. I should be there in 22 minutes according to GPS.
Wonderful.
Well, that is if you follow the speed limit.
Oh.
I get paid by the hour, so I follow the speed limit.
He's also in a company car, so you follow the speed limit.
Yeah, they're tracking
Yeah,
that
my company car up to 88 miles per hour. He's going to see some serious shit.
shit.
I'm gonna start
back
getting
before the
text
company was made.
messages.
Wow.
1963.
Nice.
What's up?
The party's in the midst of ambushing these goblins. Bontu aced with a slow spell on them that affected a majority of them. Crow teleported what looked to be the leader of the group out from the middle of them as Rien grappled hold of him.
Oh, that's
And
fucking awesome.
Io is
She
levitating some of
she-
them up into the sky.
You missed
Hikari
the part where she
crossbow
jumped out of the
bolted the
tree
heart
from the
out of
top.
one.
Yeah.
Briarios has javelined one from across the way. There was a burst of lightning that just mystified one of these goblins. It has been incredibly gory and vicious. Welcome.
And when he says mystified, he doesn't mean they're confused.
No, Bantu is literally getting rained on with bloody rain right now because there was a goblin and now there is not.
Raining blood.
Is this bringing back fond childhood memories, Bontu?
Raining blood!
Do you miss your mom yet?
Every Thanksgiving.
Just like Thanksgiving.
Blood and thunder!
And now we will kill the Thanksgiving sacrifice. Grim.
This is why we need you on, because you laugh at all my jokes.
Well, next up
You
we
bet
got
you have
Rien. Rien, what would you like to do with your fresh catch?
Can I further pin him to the ground so that way he is? I don't know how to take him out of combat without killing
I'll
him.
say give
so
me
I'm
another opposed grapple check to try and knock the weapon out of his hands now that you've got him grappled.
Hell yeah! Oh wait, no, that was a spear. That was a spear. No, it didn't roll. Okay, we're good.
You're going to have to beat an 18. You rolled pretty
Oh
well.
shit! There's a 7. Oh, that's a. Oh no. Oh fuck.
Oh,
Wait.
She breathed.
inspiration.
Like,
Oh, you do
knock
have
that
lots of
dagger out of his
inspirations.
hand, and he catches it.
I do. I do have a second attack though. Right?
What would you like to do?
Can I use that second? Wait a minute. No, that's being held. I would like to do that unarmed strike to further pin him down yet again. Second attack.
Still trying to disarm him?
Yep.
All right. One more time.
I believe in myself. Is it an unarmed strike?
No. It is an opposed athletics acrobatics check.
Oh, it doesn't really, because I have a 6. Okay. You know, I believe in myself. 13.
You smack that weapon out of his hand.
Yay! Hold on. I have an idea. Second wind, bonus action, tactical shift. Oh, whenever you activate your second wind with a bonus action, you can move half your speed. Oh! Well, I'm done. I'm good.
Hold right
That was
on.
sort of anticlimactic.
Io.
Okay, Io is going to sort of crook his little finger, and the goblin is going to start floating closer to him. And he's also going to continue to increase its height, so it should be about 30 feet and about 15 feet closer.
30 feet up. Cool. Anything else you'd like
And-
to do?
No, I think Io's good where he is.
All right. Shikari.
Okie dokie. Shikari. This one is what? Prone?
That one is floating 30 feet up in the air, and he seems to be drifting in the direction of Io, and Io's focus is like drawing him.
Well, he's occupied. She's going to. Boo. Yeah, that works. Gonna use her movement to go to about here. And then she's going to crossbow that guy.
Crossbow away. Gonna be a 13 because he's still under the influence of the slow stuff.
How's a 23?
Well, that's going to beat a 13. Roll DiMaggio.
Cinco.
Crossbow bolt sticks into his side, and he lets out a slow howl of a reaction.
Lovely. I'm loving it. Okay.
He is going to hurl his dagger towards you, Shikari, in retaliation.
Oh, that's fun.
Not too bad. That's going to be a 21 to hit.
Well, does the dagger move in slow-mo as it leaves his body, or, like, how does that work?
Unfortunately, like, the intent seems to follow through, and once this object leaves him, it seems to no longer be under the influence of the spell. And the kinetic momentum builds up exponentially as it starts flying rapidly as soon as it leaves his grasp. It's weird to watch.
Sure. Well, that's obviously going to hit.
For 3 points of piercing damage.
Alt. 3 points.
And
Which one hit? Which one hit Chikari?
the one that is starting to move away.
Oh, that fucker.
3 Oreos!
His speed is halved, for the record.
Down from 40 feet to 20.
Oh, okay. Damn, they got a lot of movement.
That's why I wanted to
Okay.
kill him quick. They're fast. All right. I see how
Slippery
it is.
motherfuckers.
All right, I'm gonna split the distance here. I'm gonna come here. Oh, I can't quite reach both of you. All right.
Can I give Bree a hand and slingshot her?
I still got stuff to throw. It's all right.
I mean, it's my turn right after you.
I mean, that would be kind of funny.
I mean, if you guys want to combo your turn, that sounds good.
Yeah, like Bantu reaches his hand out for Bree to grab onto, and then he just slings her around. She's actually kind of small compared to Bantu.
That is true.
Bantu, would you like to make an attack with Briarios?
Sounds fun. How do I do that?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, Bantu.
I make a 15 to attack with a Bree.
I'm going for the guy I'm running.
Roll the damage. Briarios.
What is one breeze worth of damage?
What weapon are you swinging at this guy?
Warhammer is what I'm coming in with.
Then roll Warhammer damage.
All right. D10 plus rage. Why did I have a die that I can't read? It's like micro. It's one of Amanda's dies. Hold on, let me get a proper D10. It's one of those Coke dies. All right.
You can only fit it in your fingernail.
Yeah. And I don't have fingernails, so I can't pick it up.
She is in laundry, and she just walked past in the hallway and just went, hee.
12 points of damage on this dude.
Absolutely going to drop him.
Cool. I pull out a hand axe with my left hand and I chuck it at the dude next to Bantu for my second attack.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. He's missing a leg.
He's about to miss a fucking neck. Dirty 20 to hit.
Let's go.
All right. D6
Does
plus
it do
6.
more than 1 damage?
Well, I'll do 11.
So just 11 times what his hit points were.
Yeah, so like just turning and throwing it, and the axe like it hits his neck, but it misses all
Pins
the
him to
bones,
this
but hits the
tree.
veins. Yeah, and it goes through his neck and hits the tree. Oh, nice throw, Bantu. I like that.
Thank you, thank you.
I
Is
should
that
throw
all of
you
them?
one time. I think we could make it work extra special.
Bantu, you hear the screams from somewhere about 30 feet up in the air.
Oh. That's funny.
And the one that Rien is holding on to is going to just slice, like just take a couple of wild punches at her. That's going to be a 17 to hit Rien.
Bueller.
Then he's going to try and break free.
You can't see her.
What?
She's John Cena.
Look at that. She's not even in the call anymore.
Oh,
You can't see her. Her time is now.
No, we figured it out. Rien is John Cena.
Rien Cena. Is that her last name? Cena?
Is that why we never
Hello?
notice her?
Exactly.
Okay. All right, there we go. Don't know why I decided to do that. I think it's because I changed how my headphones would work, but it's fine because it's
17
yeah.
to
Okay.
hit you.
No, 17 to hit.
17 hits me. Yep.
That is going to be 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then roll me an opposed athletics or acrobatics check because he's going to try and break free from your grip. You got to beat an 18. That's going to do it with a 19.
19.
Goblin ball.
Maintain your grapple on the goblin.
Yes.
We must save the cute one.
And
Can Yaztrev come over and just knock that goblin the fuck out?
Bantu, was there anything else you would like to do?
No. No, I don't think there is.
Okay.
Who?
If Yas could get a turn, he'd use his commander strike to give Rian another punch.
Rien, go for it.
Woo!
Okay. I'm going to be whispering, just piss out, just piss out, just piss out, just come on, just go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep,
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
16.
Roll with advantage because he's grappled.
And you,
16.
16 is not going to do it.
so
Just
with the
go to sleep.
commander strike, she gets an extra D8 of damage. Can she throw that towards the roll?
Sure.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's a
25.
7.
Wait,
Roll
no.
damage again.
4.
4 bludgeoning.
Go to
You
sleep. Go
boot
to
this
sleep.
gobble on the nose.
Is he stopping to struggle?
He's. Are you saying anything to him or just punching him?
Hey, have you ever seen Mulan?
I have.
Okay, you know, like when Mulan comes onto the camp and she meets, like, I don't remember their names, but very iconic, and the very
I believe
angry
his
one
name is
that's a
Yao.
puncher.
Yao,
Yao,
Ping,
Yao,
Ling,
yeah.
one of them guys.
Yeah.
No, I think Ping was
One
but
of them.
can
She's
she
Ping.
like? I thought I was peeking. Haha.
Hey,
No.
Oh, geez.
But you know, like the big one takes the angry one and then just like
Just
kind
holds
of
him by the biceps.
yeah, and then like sings like a calming thing. I want to say that Rianne is attempting to do that.
A goblin lullaby to try to calm him down. I love
Yeah,
it.
goblin
A
lullaby. Yeah.
persuasion check.
Yes.
And
yes,
it won't
that's
be
it.
at disadvantage if the lullaby's in goblin.
It is.
Do it in
Wait,
goblin.
persuasion? Wait, it's persuasion?
I'm open to arguments. It sounded
Can
like
it-
a persuasion.
Can it be not anything but charisma?
For example, what's your argument? What's your pitch here?
Okay.
You got a 0?
Okay. So hold on.
Uh-huh.
I have the stand. All right.
Uh-huh.
I would say it's athletics, right? Because I am
I would
holding
have
this
loved to
person.
hear this argument before you made the roll for persuasion.
No.
Rachel, you gotta stop that.
Knowing the result of the roll is absolutely going to influence whether or not you'd like to make another roll.
No.
I think I love the idea that Rienne, like, she's been speaking this goblin this whole time, and then like this song though is just like camel, bird, like
Just the wrong words.
yeah.
You've been speaking this whole time, but it's weird. With so much going on all around you, you forgot that you picked this goblin up by his foot, and you've been holding him
Oh.
upside down this whole time. So you spin him back around right side up, and you are welcome to attempt again on your next turn.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense. He is
A
upside
zero,
down, but
that's
you're
not
waking
gonna
him
do
up.
it. A 0, I feel like, is not going to compel him to calm down.
Gee, bird.
I don't know.
It's like you did the opposite of what you wanted.
I almost want to make an argument that if I ever roll a natural 1 and it's a negative, a -2, I would say
Yeah.
it's a critical failure, but successful because it's so terrible it works. Anyway, that's the end of my TED talk.
Only you could spin that.
I could.
Well, the
Rienne
goblin in the
couldn't.
air is going to fail his save again on the slow.
Yay!
So he's going to continue
Aw.
to scream in slow motion as he's floating 30 feet up in the air. Next up is Crow.
So Crow's gonna see Rian kind of like, doing her own little dance with this gobbo over here. And I want to try something, and I don't know if I'll hit in the first place, but like the goal is to not murder if possible. But if that's not allowed, then we're just gonna take it as it is. She's gonna hop over this fallen tree log, and she's gonna come over here, and she's gonna be like, shh. And as the goblin's like upside down, she's gonna kind of like cradle his head in her hands, which might be the worst spot to do this, but we're going to do it anyways. And we're going to do shocking grasp to see if we can just kind of like, knock him out with some lightning, like gentle,
gonna
like
tase him?
tasing him. I'm going to tase
Don't
him.
tase me, bro.
Tasing.
Gently.
Roll me an Arcana check.
We're doing so many
22.
war crimes.
Yeah. a
You
little bit.
zap this goblin into unconsciousness.
You did really good, Rian. You held him so strongly. And that's gonna be Crow's turn, as the goblin just kind of goes limp, and she like helps cradle him. She's gonna like make sure his head just doesn't like slop onto the ground. She'll help kind of lay him down.
Cool. Rienne.
Cool. Great. Well, that's taken care of. Rienne's going to run over, and hopefully, because I don't have any more movement left. Wait a minute. I have telekinetic move. Whatever the fuck it's called. Choose one target you see. Must be a loose object that is larger or smaller than a willing creature other than you. Ryan, can I do this?
Sounds like every time that you've made use of this, I'm hearing an argument for why it should be a different way.
Well, no, it's telekinetic movement. I have an idea.
I would love to hear this idea.
Okay, right. This object, unobstructed, right? Not on the ground. Guess what's an object? A living thing, but this goblin, right?
I am
In the
totally
air.
game for this.
Right.
If-
I want
if
to.
I'll say if EO is cool with his spell's control being redirected, like he can, with his I'll say you can influence his spell.
Okay, because I was
the text
thinking-
of the spell says that like the thing that's levitated can pull itself along. So a force pulling on it would absolutely move it.
Cool.
He's a balloon.
Rien,
A goblin balloon.
move this gobbo.
I want
Tie a string to him.
I want to bring him close to me so that way, and I don't know if it's a separate grapple, but basically he's in front of me and I'm about to grapple him. So that way we have 2 prisoners, all right? And we can check if one is lying and the other isn't.
I do want one zombie to die, and then we can bring him back. Questions. I have some cool stuff with my level up. Anyway, I have plans for their bodies. Let's do this.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
So you
But
move
can
him
I do
30
that?
feet.
I mean, yeah, I move him 30 feet closer to me. I move him closer to me. So that way he's like there and I can, I don't know if I can. Wait, no, I have a double action. Wait, I don't know how that works. Can I pin him?
Well, he's still floating. Like
Yeah.
until he gets a hold of something, he can't move.
Can I at least grab him?
Sure. You can use your second action for that.
Yeah. Can I pin him? Or
Hey
just
guys,
grab
I just
him?
got to my house. I'll be back.
Wonderful. We'll probably have goblin prisoners shortly. Sure. Roll me a grapple.
And that is an athletics check or...
Athletics check.
Okay. 15.
You grab hold of this floating goblin.
Awesome.
It seems
To
as
point
though his
to it.
reactions are too slow, and he seems to be like a beat or 2 behind you at this point. Still under the influence of the slow spell. But with that, I think we're effectively out of combat.
Rien will continue to pin him. Like, really, really more safely pin him. We've got another prisoner.
Rien secures
Yes.
her balloon.
You know that? This telekinesis thing, this Psy Warrior. Oh, man, I feel like I'm breaking it every single time.
As long as it's fun, then it works.
It's super fun.
Who was it who has backstory with the army of undead? Was that Yas?
I had a little bit in my backstory. Bree's
was it
backstory, a little bit.
Wait, the army of undead, right?
Yeah, we went
Yeah.
to the Twilight Dell with the Undead Tower. That's where my previous adventure
Oh,
party died.
yeah. Yeah, no, that's
Bree's
not
gonna
my.
take this
that's not
moment
my
and throw
backstory.
these dead goblins while we have a little bit of time as far off screen as we can, so that way we could just continue in our previous direction.
If
Why don't
I
you
may,
do
That way, they go away from us.
well, if I may make a suggestion,
yes.
I can, well, if we were to let one of these creatures rise as a zombie and then kill it, and then I could maybe resurrect it and ask it some questions, like what it was like to be entranced as one of the zombie horde, why he felt the need to travel north, that sort of thing, to try and maybe get some insight into this army undead thing. This is a new, I just woke up one day and suddenly the spells clicked in my mind and I suddenly understood how to do it. So if anybody wants to understand more about the undead, that's something we can do right now.
Oh, I didn't understand. Does that work on undead, or do you have to do it on the goblin before it gets undead? Because that's kind of confusing. Like, they're dead, but undead. Like, how's that work?
Let me look.
As she's grabbing a leg and tossing a goblin into a bush.
Goblin ski ball.
Well, I'll leave like one left, not one of the fast ones, but one of the little ones. But I'll just start like hucking the other ones while she's
One of the
looking
ones
at her
that's
book.
missing a leg. Because that one's harder to throw.
Hello, everyone. I have been here the whole
Hi,
time.
Jeremy. Yes. Thank you. You protected Seneca well.
Is Summer not here today?
I think she was
There's a
prepping for a
storm
terrible
area.
storm.
Storm Breath.
She is preparing dinner, so she'll be joining us shortly.
Oh, about a mid-sesh joint combat thing.
You're right. This spell fails if the deceased creature was undead when it.
Oh, maybe we need something a little bit more powerful for the.
Isn't
razor.
there a short amount of time before it becomes undead?
Oh,
So you,
do you
might have a small window.
Well, I think she was trying to like get the death experience from you. You wanted to get the what happens after death, right, Shikari?
I wanted to interrogate a member of the undead army, but potentially at a time when, it's not trying to kill us.
Can we tie one up to a tree and then you could speak with dead? Is that a thing that you can do?
Yes.
Like, because they technically be dead, but not. That's weird. Why are these zombies so confusing? As she throws another one over the. I said we take one of these and maybe we tie them up so that way they can't run north. And then you could have your experiments on this undead goblin.
I'd like to try, if we
That's
can.
some Dead of the Day stuff right there.
Get one, and
Day of the
that would
Dead.
be fantastic.
Yeah,
Let's give it a shot.
We'll take this guy. We'll tie up this goblin to this tree or whatever, and we'll let Shikari have conversation with the dead goblin.
There's one live one, right? There's two live ones. Okay, great.
We can get both sides of the live coin.
Hello?
Hi, Jeremy.
Hello?
Sorry, my headset's being really weird.
Yeah,
Our
that stupid
Discord
headset.
is.
I'll stay next to Chikari. I've got 10 minutes of this, so I'm gonna pump you with some temporary hit points just in case this guy tries to reach out and grab you.
Oh, good call. Thank you. That's nice. All right, so
9 temporary hit points.
thank you.
That's a ritual spell, right? Or I guess you're waiting till after he turns.
Don't know. Let me see.
Oh, I haven't played a cleric in a hot minute.
This spell is a 3rd level necromancy. It takes 1 action. I don't think it can be cast as ritual.
Okay.
Is that's speak undead, right? Or are you talking about revivify?
Speak with dead.
Speak with dead.
Speak with dead.
And you can't speak with dead on undead? Is that the issue?
No, I think she wanted to revivify an undead and then like, oh, what was your death experience like? But it didn't work with reviving undead or something like that.
Okay. There is a spell that does revive undead though, right?
I think it's like true like or resurrection or something. It's like the 5th or 7th.
I am getting the sense from Ryan that if I tried to use it on him, I might get something out of it. It's not exactly.
You know what? It's the first
Let's do
resurrection
it.
of the campaign.
Go for it.
You can always try.
I don't know.
I like
Depends
the
on what
idea.
I do too.
Depends on what the DM wants to give
Because I'll
us.
tell you what, also, according to the rules, the people don't rise up as corpses.
Yeah, that's also true.
In this world a little bit.
You know, who knows? The terror could have just messed up magic a little bit.
Okay, so the goblin is dead now. We don't need anything from his experiences as a goblin now. I'm going to wait for him to turn into a zombie. And then I can cast Speak. I can do it twice. I can do it once to try and talk to him while he's a zombie, and then we can kill the zombie, and then I can do it again after to see which one works.
Not sure if you can do it on the same.
Really?
I believe.
Well, if you need another one, I can go capture one of those shambling
we do have
zombies.
more goblins available, but
But we can kill this one.
We can kill the one that's floating in the air.
Do not kill this one, please.
But while you guys are working with that one, I'm gonna get someone's help to tie up this one, just in case it does come true.
I have that spider webbing.
Oh, there you go,
rope.
Yas. Yeah, get him.
Anything that has happened since he died.
We can time up that way.
Oh,
If
okay.
it doesn't have the restriction about not repeat castings, old edition.
If he can't remember anything, maybe he's not going to be able to tell us anything at all. I mean, the spell's right there. You can decide.
Only one way to find out.
Only one way to find out.
Oh, Oh yeah, they ask 4 questions before they get to the real question, and then they fuck up the last one.
The Speak with Dead scene in the D&D movie is quite possibly the best scene in that movie. It is so fucking funny.
It's so true to a party because it's just like you ask your question, and the zombie doesn't know that it's being talked to.
Past 10 days, that part.
Right. I'm also looking at the last sentence.
Yeah.
Which says, can't learn new information, so maybe it won't be able to tell me anything about what it was like to be undead.
Only knows what it knew in life.
But, I mean, undead is kind of life also. It's a new life.
Well, like Ryan said, this is a different type of zombie that's automatically compelled. Maybe it might have some information. We won't know until you try it. What's the worst that happens? You use the resources, and we just have to get some more later.
It's an interesting question. I don't know if Ryan has decided whether his zombies are soulless.
It depends on how well you roll, I suppose.
The venue that you want to investigate as a means of your fun. Is this campaign thread that you would like to pull at, or one that you would like to leave there?
I would much rather know ahead of time whether I will be successful.
Oh, that's not how it works, Evie. You know that.
Then you would have to beseech an oracle.
All right.
Fucking oracle.
Fine.
I hate oracles.
Kind of. I'm going to wait until he turns into a zombie, kill the zombie, and then reanimate.
Then we're going to deal with the live goblins for now. So what's going on with the one that Crow's got? Tased.
Ross is helping me tie it up with his web stuff.
Sorry.
No,
Yes.
nothing. Just asking. Okay, so you guys are tying him up with the web rope?
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll tie him up to this log over here. This seems like a good spot to hold him. In case we accidentally kill him, then he won't come undead and be able to kill us either.
Right.
Yastrav is going to sit on the log next to him and start smoking his pipe.
All right. And as this is happening, what's Rien doing with her goblin?
He's still flying in the air, right? Very slowed.
I can hold him up there for 10 minutes.
Okay, can Rien just disarm him, find anything that could be used as a weapon, and just, throw it off of him?
Easily.
And after she's done. Okay. And, she'll continue to grapple him as she comes into this circle where the other goblin is.
He keeps calling out for help to pull him down, that he's being pulled away by the gods, that he needs help, he needs to touch grass.
It is not the gods. Let us calm down for a bit, okay? We just have a couple of questions that we have to ask you. It is not the gods. Of course, I do not know what she's saying this in Goblin, by the way. Of course, I don't exactly know what EO is. He frankly frightens me a bit. Oh, but don't worry about it. It is fine. You'll be fine. I believe, I hope. Don't ask me any more questions.
As they start approaching, the one that's tied up to the log starts to stir at the smell of that smoke being smoked next to him.
Where do you want me to put this goblin? Wait, what is your name? I think we got off on the wrong foot. What is your name?
Nasha.
Oh, Nesha. Okay. Where should we put Nesha?
Your name?
Oh, Rien. Thank you. I should really differentiate. No. What is your name? Yeah, I'll go with that one. My name is Ryun. Where should I put the goblin?
You can tie it next to this one, or do you want to keep them separate so they can't swap stories?
I think that we should keep them separate. That way we could.
Well, there's this tree over here. Oh God, my mouse is being weird.
Well,
over
yeah,
here.
I was about to
It
ask.
may be too close.
What
What
about
about
this tree right over? Oh yes, no, I like that tree.
Yeah,
Okay.
great things. I can help you carry him. He looks kind of heavy actually, but you're strong. You're strong.
Definitely
Yeah,
heavier
no,
than the levitating one.
Hey, don't worry, I got it. And Rian will carry him over. Wait, does anyone have any rope? Does anyone have any rope before I leave? I don't have any rope.
EO is telling me she's going to point up to EO in the tree. He does have rope.
Yes, the rope is with the stuff. I would get it, but I need to concentrate on keeping the gabloon.
I can do it. I can do it. She's gonna go through the stuff and she's gonna take not like a really long time, but you can tell she's not the one who usually sorts through the stuff to get it, and so she's like, "Oh, this is nice. Oh, I forgot we had that. Ooh, this is nifty." And it's gonna take her a little bit longer than EO probably would have, but she will eventually come across a rope and pull it and make a big mess of it and kind of trip over it a little bit and then bring it to Rian.
Oh, I was wondering. Okay, I mean, I can do this with one hand, probably. I believe in myself. Rian will take the rope.
I can here. Let me I can help. Yep. I know how to tie knots. I used to tie knots all the time. I will attempt to help you.
Okay. I do not believe that you know how to tie knots.
My natural one didn't give it away.
Oh, that's a natural one? Oh, 2. No, you know what, sometimes that knot tying does not come to everyone. It is definitely a skill that not everyone knows how to do. So, you know what, you could help me a bit. I'm okay with tying knots when it comes to nets. So, Brian will lean down, grab the rope by her teeth, and just walk away. That was awkward, but I have a -3 charisma, so I don't know how to disengage from this conversation.
Trail off like usual.
Yep. So, if you want an opportunity attack, Crow, you're able to do that. No.
She'll let us
Rian will. Yeah, Rian will drag the goblin over and attempt to just tie this person up.
All right. Got 2 live goblin prisoners. And 1 about to turn.
If I had a nickel for every time Rian had to awkwardly leave a conversation, I'd have 2 nickels.
Wait, which one? I'm
Hey.
sorry, I got confused. Which one's about to turn? Oh, it's the one down. I see now.
So, who would like to begin these interrogations?
Oh shit, who talks goblin?
Is there any way for the party to give itself goblin language?
I think Seneca may have taken tongues, or was it EO? Someone took
Not
something.
EO.
I think Seneca did.
I can start if the guy is going to turn him dead, or do you want to start with the living goblins first? Right.
A little bit of time with the living ones, but Seneca's not here. We need her.
Does the leader happen to speak common?
Roll
See,
away. While we wait
I
for
know.
the other one to turn undead, I can come help unless Rianne wants to do it.
I mean, Rian can run back and forth, but no, wait. We need someone to watch over the goblin.
Well, I'll watch mine if you guys want to work on yours.
Oh, yeah. Let's work on mine first. Let's work on Nash, right? Nash? I just remembered Nashville. Tennessee.
Yes.
I like these very different simultaneous interrogations. We all know what we're looking for, right? Like information about the camp and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, Nasha and Rianne. Nasha is tied up to this tree. He keeps anxiously looking back over at the other time to see what's going on with him, and occasionally keeps looking around to see what's become of the other goblins after they got just kind of launched off sideways into the woods off the map. He's afraid that might be what happens to him, but then he got tied up to this tree, so he's also looking equally confused. What's going on? He looks more nervous than anything, and he doesn't want to say the wrong thing. You see, he starts just like actively biting at his lips.
Nasha. I'm not going to do the goblin thing because, well, no, it's a challenge. Nasha. No. Nasha.
Nasha. Fuck it, I'll just do it this way. Make Kermit the Frog.
It's your accent.
Nasha. Can you please tell us where is where is Godrod? Is he still alive? Yeah, so far as I know, I mean. Last I heard, Godrod was back in the canyon with his troops, gathering their numbers. Right. What? No, I interrupted you. I do not mean to be impolite. As far as I know, those scouts didn't get anyone back at the canyon. They just got us in the scouting party. You're not with them, are you? Wait, who are we with? Wait, what? Wait, who are you with? What? Wait, who are you with? No. Who are you with? Who are you with? Wait, are you with Godrod or am I with Godrod? Wait, what? You're the ones that were attacking us, that was chasing us away? Oh, from the village. Yes, we are with them. You aren't with those human meatbags from the town? Well, that's a relief. No, it's a terrible coincidence that we ran into you two out here. It definitely is a coincidence. So, in case you haven't noticed, the gods kind of hate me. I think. I mean, you're. No, I interrupted you. I am very sorry. Continue. You're not going to kill me, are you? So what is Godrod's plan? I'm a -3. No! 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 What do I have to roll? Persuasion. Hey, if I look at a leaf, can it be nature instead? I'm not hearing an argument for nature. That was my argument.
I think we need to get Rachel the headband of charisma or something if she's going to keep talking to goblins.
I think it's funny because between Bantu and Crow, we have so much charisma, but
you don't speak goblin.
But we don't speak goblin.
I'm the outlier. I'm the one who brings down the average.
I mean, if I were to make a case, do goblins actually appreciate charisma, or are they more of a strength-based society?
Oh, that's
a very good point.
Perhaps you can make that argument, Rian.
Yeah, eventually I will. I roll a 7.
I'll push up my nerd glasses a little bit because in the rules you could use any attribute with any skill if the DM wants you to.
But Rian will, just try to switch the subject, not gracefully. So she's definitely open to that attack of opportunity with words.
So you're gonna let me go, right? If I just tell you what you want to know, then you're gonna let me go?
Yes.
But what about ears? Are you gonna let him go too?
Yes. We just need to make sure that, your information lines up.
Oh, and you see his ears just start to droop down on either side. Okay. And if our information doesn't match, then you're still gonna let us go, right?
What do you know? Let's keep the positive thing, keep going,
Sorry, your accent's just so weird.
Look, I know look, it is a different tribe, alright? I was around goblins that were right next to the coast, and apparently there are different goblins. These goblins were at least a little bit, more friendly than everyone else, but no, apparently, you just had to go over instead of, just talking it through, we didn't literally like the tribe of goblins from my village, but eventually we came together.
I am spitting.
Eventually, east or west side.
What?
Goblins from east or west side coast.
Oh shit!
Which is this a blood and Crips goblin?
Which side is Rian from?
The
side you're
island.
picking right now is whichever side your island is on.
Oh.
Yeah, which side is my island?
I feel like you're definitely a West Coast Islander.
Yeah, West Coast.
Down.
I think we're both technically from the West.
If you're an East Coast Islander, you've come a long way.
Yeah, I think it's West Coast.
But Ryan has messed me up with maps in all of Misthaven because of the orientation that we played on. Map North was actually East for 3 years. And I got confused.
I think it's West. I mean, she'd see the sunset in the west into the sea. So West. That's how. Yes. She'll say West.
From the west side, all right.
Yeah, from the west side.
Oh, it's a West Side Story.
Oh.
Then maybe you know about the ogres in the mountain. The ogres were getting upset with Godrod. They think Godrod lose too many goblins. They think Godrod no have plan that's good anymore. And they think they go back towards mountains and leave Godrod.
Wait, what?
You don't know what ogre is. Never mind.
No, I know what an ogre is. Of course I know what an ogre is. How come everyone keeps thinking that I don't know these things? I mean, there are a lot of things that I don't know.
Mountain is.
I know what a mountain.
What? I don't understand why you don't understand. And you say all like you understand them, but you say you don't know.
Okay.
Let us start over.
The ogre. Please put that weapon down.
I don't have a weapon. Oh, okay. Well, okay. She'll put it down.
I think at this point the floating spell has worn off.
He's settled into the rope now.
Yep.
Oh, that kind of hurts.
Okay. I'm calmed down now. Okay. I'm not a good talker.
Me neither.
We both aren't, and we're all struggling together.
I think we never talked this long before getting hit.
No, yes, definitely. Whoops. But
You should smack him just so he feels more comfortable.
Yeah, I probably
assert
deserve it.
dominance.
I don't feel comfortable doing that. It does not seem nice.
It's a humiliation thing. He's really
I can
into
slap
Oh, it's
myself,
into
and he
it?
just
Oh,
begins
no.
slapping himself in the side of the face.
Do you want me to smack you?
If you want me to smack me, I'll smack myself.
No, I don't want you to smack. I don't want you to smack yourself. Is everyone okay with
Because you'll let me go after this, right?
Good
Let's
Natur's
just keep
been a bad
answering
house
some
goblin.
questions. Let's just keep
You don't
answering
want
the questions.
Nasher to get hurt?
No, I don't. I kind of have a connection with you right now, but can you please answer the question about the ogres?
Sorry, what was your question about the ogres? I got scared.
What about the ogres?
I don't know how to. What about the ogres?
I don't know. Where are they? Where are they? They're not liking Contra.
I don't understand you. Can you repeat yourself?
Everyone
I
just
think we're
stops
all
what they're
getting
doing and look at
frustrated.
the goblin Rienne crying, talking at each other.
No, we're both crying.
No, just
We're both
I feel
realizing
really
that
bothered over
this
here.
guy's
I don't know
definitely
what's
not
going
getting
on.
out of this.
Rienne's cross-legged crying. The goblin's crying. There is no discernible conversation or words being attracted. Occasionally, if someone understands goblin, there are ogres. Goblin says like release, and then it's just evolving. It has devolved. The fact that Rienne has gotten past this far into a conversation and has gotten some information is a god, is that the gods are smiling on her because she has a -3, a 5,
Rienne,
a
do
5
you
for
need
her.
to take care of this goblin for you?
Oh my god, can we not do this right now?
I don't speak whatever language you're speaking right now.
No, it is fine. I'm just having a hard time right now. I don't know. Don't hurt him.
Is he being mean to you? I'm so confused. Like,
Are you okay, sweetie?
I'm being mean to him, and then I'm trying to get information, and he's getting confused, and then I'm getting confused.
nose, out through your mouth. Come on. Okay.
Fish.
Now look. You can do this.
And Bantu's gonna pat her on the shoulder and give her bardic inspiration.
Just ask the goblin
If you need to do extra
tell
damage.
you about the fucking camp.
Okay.
Nashville.
Nasher, right? Again, I
Nashville?
keep thinking Nashville. Nasher,
Right.
right?
Did I answer right?
Ah, fuck!
No.
Is that all your questions?
No, that is not all my questions.
Calling.
I'm calm. Okay. So
Do
what?
your friends speak
Despite-
goblin?
No, they do not. Okay. What can you tell us about the camp besides the ogres?
Mm-hmm. Well. Oh, okay. Well, nearby where there's a waterfall, it's a small, it's got a bit of a cavern to it, so we can have scouts up top, keeping an eye on all things down below, but also keeping a loose eye on the forest around. The God Rod keeps his tent separate from most of us. Ever since he started clashing with the ogres, more and more of the ogres were leaving out, but some stayed behind to help with the wargs. A few others stayed behind to help with the wolves. They kind of helped Godrod to tame his mount, but after the falling out between them, I'm not sure how many more ogres are still stuck around. Godrod started sending more of us out on scouting runs, and we had to get a bit further and a bit further before we could find information. And so, we were out hunting for more boars, and we came across some of the scouts from Westvale. Some, I don't know, 10 miles back? And he kind of gestures in the direction that, like, southwestward, in the direction of Godrod's camp.
All right, okay.
And Rian is relaying this information.
All right, okay.
That's
Thank you.
very good. Do you want me to take care of him now?
No!
Look, Red, we can't let him go.
I'm not going to. I don't think that we should let him go because we still have another goblin that we have to double check the information from. And I don't know. We've cried together, and I just. This has been a really hard day. I don't talk a lot.
Can you come help us? Hey, Shikari, are you busy?
I'm just waiting on this goblin to die so that I can kill it and then resurrect it and ask it some questions. Did you guys need help?
And she's having a conversation with EO.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I just... Rian's having a bit of a tough time, but we did get some information from the Gobbo. Could you maybe talk to the other one and see if it's correct?
Yeah, no, happy to. Just give me 2 ticks. What's up, EO?
2 ticks. Hey, what's a tick?
It's an insect that sucks your blood, and I think if it is sick, it makes you allergic to red meat.
Bree, what's a tick?
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Vora told me about this. I think it's part of some kind of social engineering system where you tick and you talk and you do a dance. So maybe it's a short moment of time?
And small like Rian's ticks.
I mean, she's got a lot of ticks. I mean, she does that weird thing with her eye every now and then.
No, she was talking about blood-sucking bugs.
Oh, yeah. They give you terrible disease that make you not able to talk. And Bree kind of side eyes at Rian.
Oh, so it's the tick and talk thing again.
Yeah, tick and talk. Yeah, tick makes you not talk.
Bantu will do a dance.
Okay, Mr. GM. How long do you think it would take for Shikari to teach EO how to say a relatively short phrase in Goblin?
Not too long at all. I mean, I guess, what's your intelligence?
If you make it more of like a performance thing where like you're just repeating and you're not necessarily learning the grammar of it all and you're more learning like the rhythm of like a song, like maybe that would be easier, but I don't know what stats you have.
How concerned are you about an answer?
My intelligence is a 13.
Okay. So expressing it, like mimicking it, sure, but you might not interpret an answer if it's
that's fine.
Okay.
I just need to know how to say a short phrase in Goblin.
Perfect.
Can do. You got it.
All right. As soon as I learn that, I go over. Let's see, where am I currently? Oh, I ended up down there. Yeah. Okay. There we go. So I learned the phrase. I walk over this way. I cast suggestion, and I repeat a phrase in Goblin that says, tell us everything you know about Godrod and his forces. And I need the goblin to make a DC 16 wisdom save.
I love this.
And I would like to give him disadvantage with one of my luck points.
Please do, because he rolled a natural 19. Dropping it down to a natural 7.
All right.
Well, he locks eyes with Io, and Rien starts to hear him spill all the beans about the bugbears and the hobgoblins and the hobgoblin captains that are in charge of the hobgoblins that are kind of overruling the goblins right now, and not a whole lot of the goblins are the biggest fans of that, what's been going on. If anything, the bugbears have been a better accompaniment, even though their spiders are kind of creepy sometimes, but most of the time they just occupy space up on the walls and don't really come down into the campsite so much. But the bugbears tend to kind of keep to themselves, and they're fairly quiet. They got a weird ability to just climb up the walls like it's nothing, but the goblins have their own like ropes and little pathways up to small little like scout posts that are positioned here and there up and along the cliffside, canyon's edge, overlooking the camp. But he tells you about some of the magician goblins that are working in there. Some like they've got some cool fire spells and things like that. And ogres and wargs. I've learned. And I already told you guys about Godrod's mount, that Thunderhorn pump. Anything in particular that you're looking to know? As far as I know,
Is there a number? Like, do you know how many there are? Can someone ask that?
I'm gonna shout it across the way, and assuming it gets translated. There's a bad squint to his eyes before you can see he tries recalling, roughly. And last count, low 200, I think. But that was after Grog and all of his ogres and the like just kind of took off.
How far away does Mr. Goblin, sir? How far away does he keep his tent from everyone else?
About 100 feet. It's just on the other side of the river, but there's a bridge, 30-foot bridge. It took us a long time. We lost a couple of goblins, but we got that bridge built.
It's a lot of skill to build that bridge.
Had to be strong enough to withstand the weight of an ogre.
We could
the first few attempts didn't really do it so much. They weren't too happy about that. We lost some more goblins that way.
But at least it was funny, right?
You should have seen the ogres. They didn't know how to swim.
I like this goblin.
Can we keep him?
Oh no.
We have to.
Yeah.
We're not taking on another goblin companion.
We do this every year.
Remember what happened last
year.
Does he take orders from anyone, or is he the one who makes the orders?
Chikari, you want to get in on the conversation? I'll watch the zombie.
Oh no, I would much rather backseat this whole thing.
She's
and
yelling
hang out
across
with
the
zombie.
field. Ask about God.
I just want to make sure. I want to make sure all of our bases are covered. Not just because I know we've talked about these things before, and so but I don't want Shikari to be part of this conversation. So you guys do your thing. I just want to make sure you're covering all the bases, and if you're running out of fuel for the interrogation, I'm happy to contribute.
Out of character, I'd like our investigative journalist to help with the interrogation.
You are
Okay,
kind of best
yeah.
suited for that.
Uh-oh.
Interviewing was actually one of my weak points. This is why I'm a desk jockey now. So.
But now you have weapons and stuff.
Yeah, but,
And magic.
but you're better at it than the rest of us.
Yeah.
And you're one of
Yeah,
two people that
definitely.
know goblins, so I'm sure Ried could use some help over there.
In the talent pool that makes up our party, I know who's the best.
Crow, right?
Oh,
Crow.
fuck. That was.
Not
God
in
damn it.
interrogations.
That was a nat 20. but
You crit on that charisma check when you didn't need to
Yeah,
roll. Rachel, why?
Well, I was fucking around and I'm like, hey,
You
wouldn't it
found
be
out.
funny if I got a natural one? I did, and I got a natural 20. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. It's
You lock in and get all goblin on his ass.
yeah.
We don't joke about that. Okay.
We don't joke about goblins, Rachel.
I know.
Charisma checks.
Well, I can maintain concentration on the suggestion for up to 8 hours. So
Wow.
take your time. Or until
I mean,
Ryan deems that the Gobbo has told us everything he knows, at which case at which time the spell ends.
Happy to continue to give you specifics as best as he can recall, but like he's going to tell you it's been a few days since he was at the camp. So he's sure that like the watches have changed and like it's not the same goblins in the same tents or anything like that, as they tend to get shuffled around. Because rumor has it that a whole lot of the troops up north have been, well, they've fallen silent for some reason. There were a couple of red flares that went off, but nobody reported back about what happened. We just know that the towers went dark, and after reinforcements arrived, no news came back.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh no.
And that's when Grog pulled the ogres out and said that they were going to be reconsidering. And Godrod wasn't a big fan of that because he was really looking forward to having the ogres if he was going to take on Westvale. Because, I don't know, since you guys aren't from the area, they built up these walls, apparently. It's incredibly rude of them, as we had a plan underfoot to just rush them with wargs. And we've been breeding wargs for weeks and weeks, and it's a whole lot of work. And those guys aren't the most particularly friendly of animals. And, well, now that they've got walls, we're going to have to reconsider our strategy. But I'm sure Godrod saw to that. I'm sure that by the time we get back, he's got some other plan all ready to go, and we'll be all set to take on Westvale.
Why specifically do you want to take Westvale?
Just think about how many goblins they've been killing. Godrod says that they're not going to stop unless we put a stop to them. So it makes sense. If we kill them before they can kill us, then it's just going to be us left. And then we can do what we want.
Okay, but before they started to kill the goblins in large numbers, why did they come after Westvale?
Sorry, what? Your friends are distracting. You're going to let me go after this, right?
Why is Godrod going after Westvale?
Every time he says that, I'm so tempted to snap his neck.
Don't you dare!
He's giving me Chad vibes. I'm going to be honest.
I think the question was why did you guys initially start to attack Westvale?
Yes.
I wasn't alive back then, but from what I understand...
Wait, what?
Who said that?
Don't worry about that.
This goblin started
No, I'm
moving,
sorry,
and I
Lucas.
said, what?
Sounds like that goblin's starting to stir. You know, if you leave them for too long, they're going to get up, and then they're not going to be too very friendly to none of us, not even me. So it's best if you don't just leave me tied up here if you're going to let the guy just kind of go about his business, if you know what I mean.
Hey, y'all might want to be careful, though. I think the undead are starting to rise here pretty soon, so be on your guard.
Shikari's going to prep an attack for as soon as this guy turns into a zombie.
The hand shoots up. Roll an attack.
Oh, okay.
Power of books compel you.
Yeah, they do. Do I do this? Yeah, I think.
Evie, does
just
your
keep her
order have a name? Like order of something?
The book, the order of the bookworms.
Bookworms. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The order of bookworms, indeed.
But it's spelled like WYRM, right?
Absolutely.
Nice.
The order of bookworms safeguards knowledge and creation in the world after moonfall. Not all of them are kobolds. It's more like a punny thing that a bunch of librarians thought was cute when they all got together in the post-apocalyptic world.
Love it.
Okay.
And librarians, their humor.
It's librarian humor. Yes.
It's a little dry.
Oh, just a tad. As dry as we hope those pages are. Let's keep our books from the dangers of y'all. I rolled a 13.
13 is just going to hit.
Cool. It would be embarrassing if I missed.
You're lucky that he's undead and no longer a goblin, or that would not be the case.
Oh no.
I'll do 10 damage.
That's going to kill the undead.
Well, but there it is.
You killed the goblin again.
And then I'm going to cast Speak with Dead. I'm gonna grant. So to Speak with Dead, I'm going to take my book, my mother's book, and I'm going to put it against his chest, and I'm going to start, reciting, the words of my order, our main tenets, which are something along the knowledge, history, preservation, or something like that. She's going to keep saying them over and over again, and then she's going to, it's going to take 10 minutes, I think. But it's not a ritual. Nowhere on here does it say ritual.
Okay.
And I'm going to grant the semblance of life to a corpse. You see them. How many questions I get? I get 5?
I think you get 5. Start casting this 10-minute spell.
Yes.
Okay. Because Nash is going to continue to freak out, seeing that the undead became undead and then got dealt with. Like, he's still going to start freaking out, knowing that the other goblins are running into. They're somewhere nearby, within flinging distance at least. And he'd rather not be here.
You're casting Speak with Dead, right?
Yes.
All right, it's one action, and you have 10 minutes to ask your 5 questions. So it happens instantly, but you have 10 minutes to ask the 5 questions.
The way that it looks here,
I know, it's very confusing on the sheet.
That could be interpreted
Yeah, so
any
your
number.
casting time is one action, and then you have 10 minutes to ask your 5 questions.
Then, as Nasha is freaking out and Shikari completes the casting of her spell, this goblin blinks open its eyes, and there's this almost cold energy there. And with this gray gaze, it just sort of blankly stares out, not at anyone in particular, just with this absent consciousness awakens.
Shikari's first question, she's first going to say, I'm Shikari. I want to ask you some questions. And she's going to say, do you know what pulled you north?
And there's this chilling, almost kind of cloud of frost that escapes from its lungs as it speaks. Just ever so faintly, as if he were standing in sub-zero temperatures. He just speaks out in Goblin. There was a call. Some light calling. It felt familiar.
Where were you going?
Going to answer. answering the call, the summons, heeding for help, a cry for aid. Where it is called.
Who needs help?
His gaze shifts over onto Shikari, and its eyes continue to fade into this almost hollow white color as these almost kind of purplish veins start to trickle out from the sides of its eye as this voice continues to almost deepen. There was one in the cold, and it called out to me. And these veins continue to just sort of spider across its face and down its neck. And it starts to just shudder a little bit. And that's what, 3 questions?
Yes.
Okay.
That one doesn't count, right?
Yeah, you asked that one.
No, that was 4.
Who asked what?
What?
I said.
Wait, question mark? No, no.
Oh. What does he look like?
I did not see him. I could only feel him calling from so far. I wanted to seek him out, to help him. He needs my help. As this body starts to just like continuing to writhe, just starts to almost stand itself back up. As it starts moving as if it were reanimating again.
You need to ask your final question. I think he's going to break loose, Shikari.
She's gonna quickly tell Bree everything he said so far and say, what else should we ask? What else should we only have one left. I can think of any number of questions, but what's the most important?
Did you
Sorry,
ask?
none of that
Did
was
you
in
ask the
character.
destination?
I said, where are they going? He just said north.
Okay.
Right, Brian? He wouldn't say specifically where. Oh, I can ask him to describe the place he needs to go.
Yeah.
What does the place look like that you need to get to? He's deciding how much he wants to tell me.
How to phrase this from a goblin's perspective.
Do we have some holy water to compel it to be more authentic?
As his body continues to writhe, it just kind of stops for a moment, and this hollow voice calls out as the goblin's mouth just drops open. And a voice not in goblin, but what other languages do you speak?
Oh God.
She also speaks, Common, Draconic, Gnomish, and Goblin.
In Draconic, this very deeply pitched voice almost calls out, I invite you out north to find out for yourself, librarian. And the courts just collapse.
Yeah, as
Shikari's
Shikari's...
going... Sorry, what?
No. You do your thing and I'll do my thing.
Shikari's going to kind of clasp her like tiny clawed fingers to her mouth and sort of let out a and she's gonna like stumble backwards and she's gonna kind of like trip and fall and her tail's gonna kind of catch her and she's gonna like wrap herself in it as she sort of shakes a bit in the realization that a voice just reached through this creature using her spell and spoke directly to her and knew exactly who she was. She's like utterly shocked and terrified, and if she could turn blue, she would.
So as Shikari squeals with that revelation, soon as that noise comes out, Bree just pulls the warhammer out and slams the skeleton down, and then goes to a knee next to Shikari and makes sure that she's all right. Are you all right? What happened?
He knew who I was. Someone spoke on the other end, and he knew who I was, and he knew I was librarian. He might know who the others are. He might know who my family is. He might know about Eric. He might know how to get in. Oh, how much does he know? How could he possibly have seen? And she's just like freaking out, and there's like tears streaming down her face.
Bree will cradle Chikari close and pull her close to Bree's chest and just comfort her. We'll make sure that Eric's all right, and we'll make sure that all of your order is all right. Let's just take a moment. And we'll just sit there in silence, and I'll just comfort Chikari.
She's gonna start mumbling. She's gonna start mumbling over and over to herself, almost like subconsciously, not realizing she's saying it out loud. Like, how am I supposed to fit this all into 25 words? And so she's immediately basically drafting the note she's going to send to Papa Eric.
No, you want to drop that? That's too many words. Just make it good information. Poignant.
3 letters. WTF.
Abbreviations are very good.
We should definitely have figured out a shorthand, Papa Eric and I, before all of this happened. Like a shorthand, a secret language where 3 words count for 2.
You gotta think wizards have like come up with shorthand for message, because that shit sucks.
A messaging Morse code.
Yeah, like a buzz, 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 where it just gets across all the ideas you could possibly want in a series of words that are considered words because they're buzzes, but they don't stop.
You
so
understand how many Z's there was in it, in this or that.
We have a language where sentences become one word.
Like if they respond with okay, how many
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is one word, but it's a whole paragraph that you've just described in one word.
Anyway, she's going to slowly start to. She's going to say, "Thank you, Bree. Thank you. I think I'm all right." And she's going to stand up. She's going to say, she's going to like wipe away the tears, and she's going to say, "Was I supposed to ask somebody else some questions?" As she walks over to the rest of the party.
Bree will walk with Chikari. I think if you could help Rianne, it looks like she's having a similar kind of situation that you're having at the moment. I think any help that we can get from the living might give us the other side of this particular coin, Chikari.
She's gonna walk up to the rest of the group. So, how's it been going then?
What did you just do to him?
Oh, I just had a little chat with your corpse friend.
Are you gonna do that to me?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't dream of it. Now, I understand my friends here have been asking you some questions, but you've been a little bit panicky.
Yeah, they said they were gonna let me go if I told them all the answers to all the questions that they wanted to know.
That's interesting. So I'd love for you to say, anything more you can say about the ogres. I think I heard something along those lines. They seem upset. Can you talk a bit more about their grievances? What specifically they're angry about?
Well, I wasn't there to hear it myself, but so this is kind of just secondhand word of goblin and all. From what I understand, the ogres were upset with Godrod because he was losing too many goblins up north, and if he wasn't able to keep hold of the smaller forces up north that were going to be what he used to surround Westvale before they joined up to fight and punch through with the ogres to the south, then the ogres are afraid that they're going to lose too many of them if there's not enough goblins on the front lines, and so why should the ogres risk their lives if there's no reason to have the goblins going first? And so Grog just took the ogres and they were heading back up towards their mountainsides, and they were going back to their encampments there.
So it sounds like Godrod is particularly afraid of Westvale and the threat it poses. Do you think he'd be amenable to some sort of treaty where we negotiated a peace?
He's been pretty upset since the ogres left. I mean, you all seem like lovely people. But if Westvale wants to send somebody out, I guess they could. Oh, why do you not want to know about that? She said you guys aren't from Westvale.
Oh, not at all. I'm just particularly interested in local politics. See, I run a community newsletter. So if I might ask, just tell me quickly. I think I overheard something along the lines, the reason Godrod sees Westvale as such a threat is because recently so many of his goblins have been getting attacked and killed, and that he thinks the people responsible for those attacks are tied to Westvale, correct?
Not recently, no. It's been going on for 40 years now, I believe. Goblins have been getting killed around this area because of Westvale.
Okay, well, why do the goblins see the need to? Are there raids of people who come to and are in the surrounding area of the town by goblins?
Yes.
Oh, I see. So
Absolutely.
you raid
We
that.
get everybody that we can. We're pretty good at it.
And that's something that you would do regardless of whether they attacked you or not.
I mean, it depends, I guess. What sort of shinies are they carrying?
So I see. So let me get this straight. If we were to negotiate a treaty for peace that said that you could not attack any of the townspeople or people traveling to the town in exchange for peace, Godrod wouldn't be likely to accept, considering stealing from these wagon trains is your bread and butter, if you will.
No, we get our bread and butter not through the raids mostly. But if I had to, I don't. That just sounds like a whole lot less fun. Not raiding everybody that goes through here.
So to have peace would be contrary to the goblin state of mind. It would not be something you'd be willing to negotiate for.
Then we'd have all this pile of money and we'd have nothing to spend it on. And what are we supposed to do with all the money that we've got from all the raids?
I see. So peace is not on your agenda. Got it. So I have another question.
I mean, I was thinking maybe commerce, if that would be at all possible. But I understand if you're not trade negotiations with goblins. I understand.
What do you mean by commerce?
Huh?
What do you mean by commerce? Do you mean instead of stealing the shinies, you'd be willing to negotiate for them?
Well, maybe you could buy them back with something.
Yeah, no, that's not what I was thinking. I have another question for you, different tack. Who is, aside from obviously Westvale, Godrod's greatest rival? Is there someone maybe trying to unseat him or take his power?
Well, I mean, Grod's been pretty upset. But I mean, that troll's had so much roll off of his back all the years that he's been around. I can't imagine that Godrod's much of a thorn in his side. But as far as like rivals, Godrod doesn't really consider many to be like above him. But and he kind of looks over his shoulder at the other goblin that's there. To whisper, "You didn't hear this from me, but the reason we think that he got the thunder horn pup in the first place is because the Godrod might be a little bit nervous that Obuld might be on the move."
Who?
Obuld.
Obuld?
Queen Obuld.
The queen.
Mm-hmm.
Queen.
Safer this side than in the desert.
On the move to what?
Have you heard of the Toro Regatta? Roll me a history check.
I don't speak goblin.
I'm trying to translate as best I can. I always do between like all the conversations I'm having.
No Nagata.
So...
I don't know. I don't know.
Or I think Rianne's standing next to us, right? Rianne, do you want to be helping with that? Or did Rianne BRB?
I think that was start dropping. No,
it was me. I think Rachel's just being unusually quiet.
Oh. Well, Lucas, don't drop it.
Oh shit! I got a name.
Either way, I hope I'm translating. So if anybody has any thoughts or wants to interject, please just
Is that something? Bontu will do history check.
We've been around a little bit.
So roll a history check.
Like Bontu neck of the woods. 22.
I'm worse than Bontu, but I got a natty 19 for an 18.
I mean, you guys, all but Rianne, are familiar with this death race that occurs
that the Skull Scorch Dreadhorde throws to find the greatest warriors capable of traveling the furthest distance, and the more deadly the race, the greater it is for the spectators. And
I do
so
love a good death race.
Oh, my brother won that one year.
you win the Toro Regatta, you get to Queen O'Bould for a favor. And so Godbrod was maybe considering the goblins' entry, and O'Bould saw that the goblins were capable of winning the race with the Thunder Hoof Pup, then maybe they'd help and assist in wiping out Westvale and help clearing this. But without the help of the ogres, that chance is far less likely, because I think that O'Bould might just kind of think of Godrod as more of a joke than anything else.
Okay, so she's gonna say to the goblin, just give me 1 second. I want to confer with my peers. And she's gonna sort of gather everybody like a short distance away and speak in an undertone so that the goblin can't hear it, just in case he's faking not being able to speak common. And she's going to say, okay, so we have a couple of options here with this piece of information. We have some. I was thinking immediately we could either pretend to be the queen and invite him to a summit to discuss his entry into the regatta, or we could ask more about who is leading the ogres, and if Godrod thinks that his entry into the regatta is dependent on the ogres, he might be willing to come out and meet with the leader in order to win them back to his side, if we can find out who that is and reasonably represent ourselves as potentially having been that person. Those are a couple of ideas to the... I think, EO, you're right. I don't think we're going to win if we do a direct attack on the camp. But I do think that there's possibly something clever that we can do. We're clever, aren't we? We're smart. He's a freaking goblin. Even if he's a goblin king, we're smarter than him. We can outsmart him, can't we? So what are some ideas? And so these are some thoughts, but what do you all think?
Didn't we just learn that his tent is on the other side of the river than the camp, and there's a bridge connecting it? So if we just destroy the bridge, then we can take out Godrod and be on the other side of a river that the goblins can't swim across, and then we can just be on our merry way.
That's true.
He did say that, and we get rid of a problem. And you did
It's
say,
true.
and he did say that, maybe he wouldn't be amenable to a treaty, so we just cut off the head, and then the goblins just don't attack us anymore.
Without their leader, they certainly won't be able to pursue any of these goals. All right. If we think that that's the most direct, optimal path, then I think we might have everything we need to know. We could ask who the leader of the ogre is, just so we know, for our own, that way if it ever comes up again, that's so-and-so, the leader of the ogres.
We could ask the other goblin.
Well, we absolutely should ask the other goblin all the questions we've already asked, and then if anything doesn't match up, we cross-check and all of that sort of thing. We're absolutely still going to ask the other goblin all these questions.
Do we know if all races are accepted into this death race?
Well, Bartu spent a lot of time around there, so I'm sure he probably might know that answer.
I would say yes, if you prove yourself a capable enough warrior, and yeah.
As a last resort, we could always enter, ask for a favor, and have be to defeat God.
I was going to say,
keep Westvale safe.
Prefer not to do that.
I can.
But you would have to seek out the horde for entry.
I can speak giant if we want to. And ride it, as thinkable as that is, I can write giant, which is the common tongue of ogres. If we need to get a missive to Godrod with a favorable message about trying to work with the ogres about piggybacking off of the queen angle of this death race shenanigans. I think I can help with that.
It could be beneficial if we had some sort of letter to get, because we don't actually quite understand exactly where the tent is in relation to the camp. So in order to be able to walk through the camp, it might be good to have some sort of letter or
Maybe with messages from the ogres saying that you've been accepted into the death race, but we have to deliver it directly to Godrod himself.
The death race is put on by the Dread Horde, which is the orcs. Just for the record.
Right, but doesn't a different group of people like submit their particular champions or whatever to that race?
You know, if you're strong enough and crazy enough, you can enter.
Oh,
I don't know if it's like representative of orc, representative of ogre, representative of dwarf.
Oh,
It's not like
we
there's
have that
national-
option.
There's just like those that are. If you're trying to get the wish at the end of the death race, you are welcome to enter. If you're willing to throw your life away, absolutely, for the sake of entertainment, why not?
Well, I mean, if that's an option, I know the runes to riot in Giant if we need to try to convince the goblins that, you know, the ogres are trying to parlay with the goblins over this death race thing for a wish.
I mean, I know all about it.
It might be an inn. I mean, that might be our. We talked about I want to do a fantasy equivalent of Trojan, but I can't think of anything at the moment.
My mom took us to that race every year.
That could be an ogre warg, so to speak, to get us in to talk to Godbrow. That way we could just actually get across the bridge, and then, like you said, Chikari, maybe just Crow to just take out the bridge, so we can get in with a fake diplomatic message, and then take out the bridge, and then take out Godrod, and then put his head on a pike, and then maybe that'll scatter the goblins.
Love. Awesome.
Okay, so then we can just he's gonna point to the goblins.
Oh,
you guys working out how you want to let me go?
Bree starts preparing her hammer.
Batu just like
No.
There's
No.
3 martial characters that are ready to just plow and
to Rian again.
Oh,
She keeps
alright.
saying no.
I can just
Really?
go on a quick herb hunt, make everyone a not so nice cup of tea, if you know what I mean, and they'll go to sleep and they won't be the wiser. All right, let's all calm down. Rian, it doesn't have to be all fine. I wouldn't do that to someone you've obviously formed a bond with.
I mean, he's a
Goblin's just
guy.
all smiles. Still
He
under the
goes
effects of
stab you
suggestion.
in the back. You realize that, right?
What?
Oh, yes.
I'm
No,
just saying,
no.
Rian, you realize Gobbo stabbed you in back, right?
Yes, I know, and that has happened once before. Yes, but we still have to interrogate the other one, and then we might have to go over and interrogate him. And then
You know,
back and
I think
forth.
Yas is over there trying to talk to him. I don't think he understands a lick of goblin. You might want
And
to
I'm
go over
pretty
there
sure
and help.
Eo put him under magical compulsion, so we could pretty much. He told us the truth.
Yeah, I think
Alright,
he just word vomited all over everything.
Okay, so we're done here.
Batu's gonna snap Nash's neck.
No! Why do you
After Bantu lets go of body, Bree is just going to start pummeling the skeleton so he
There's a
can't walk.
moment where several things are going to happen. Brienne, Briarios, and Shikari are welcome to roll an opposed athletics. Stop, Bantu.
Yes. I'm gonna try and hold him back with my tiny arm.
I'm going in with the hammer.
Oh, I only got a 13.
No! We still need to compare their answers. If they don't match up,
We already
then-
have this one's answers.
Oh God.
My thing was after Bantu's neck snap, by the way. I wasn't going before Bantu.
Well, I don't think Nash is going to survive.
No. I got a natty 18 on the die.
All right, let's go deal with the next one.
What the fuck?
Everyone turns away and there's just a pile of mush.
Sorry, Rian, we gotta get going.
No, that. Okay.
Besides, we got a good plan. I pretend to be representative of the Queen. Bree pretend to be representative of Ogre. Oh,
An
maybe
ogre,
me
yeah.
cast disguise self and disguise myself as Ogre. Whatever. We can figure it out.
Can you disguise me? I mean, I'd be very small. You can't disguise me, can you?
No, I think disguise self only work on me.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, I could do a little trick to make me appear as an ogre for a very brief moment. As long as I'm hidden, I can make a minor illusion of myself as an ogre, of course.
Oh, well, Shikari's 14, beat Bantu 13. So Shikari, like, holding on to Bantu arm.
I can't stop the hammer.
I'm holding on, and meanwhile, you're like his dang.
I thought this was doing this momentum. I'm sorry, Shikari. I can't stop it.
And then I'm gonna like once he's like as the blood drips the axe, I'm going to just sort of drop my arm, like thud onto the and with my feet, my clawed toes. I'm gonna stand there and I'm gonna say, well, I guess we'll go interrogate the other guy. I'm sure he's feeling very up about his future and very willing.
I'm suddenly feeling a little guilty about the actions that I've taken because I reacted to something that had happened. So I'm going to stand here and make sure that this skeleton doesn't come up and try to attack y'all.
Can we throw the other goblin in the cart and get moving?
I did have one question for him.
That is a good point.
Someone.
Can we just go and basically like do like a quick roll? You question the.
What do you want to do, Crow?
I had a question, and I don't remember if it was player knowledge or not. So, if it's not something appropriate to ask, didn't someone see the blacksmith like in a different state of who he was? Like he was like hiding who he was. Would the goblins be familiar
That
with
was
who he
Yas.
is?
Yas saw him like his eyes change, right? Jeremy,
I
you're
don't
there.
know if we
Speak
all
up.
knew that or not.
Oh yeah, we could be asking about.
That's a question we need to ask. Have you seen a dwarf? Wait. Was Boar a dwarf or was he a gnome? Can't forget.
I think it's very possible Boar was a bugbear.
Oh, he was hiding something.
Or maybe
That
a
fucker.
double agent or something, a bug within town.
You there,
And
Jeremy?
a bear in the bedroom, you know what I mean? Sorry. Anyway.
Jeremy?
What's up?
Damn it! Get involved.
Wait, did we just hear?
So, I think what they were asking, Goblin. Meanwhile,
God damn it, you're cutting out again, Ryan.
God damn it!
we were all just curious, Jeremy. What have Yastrev and this goblin been up to in the meanwhile?
Yeah, we've been over here for
I've
15 minute killing goblins. What are you doing?
I was just smoking my pipe, reading a book. Occasionally, I'll take a drink from my flask and give him a drink. I don't understand him. He doesn't understand me.
About the time that the southernmost goblin reanimates and gets stabbed, and Shikari starts casting some sort of a spell and reanimating that dead body, the goblin turns towards you, Yastrev, and in common asks for a smoke.
Oh, there you go. I'll pull out the pipe and light it up for him, and because his hands are bound, hold it for him while he takes a drag.
Where did you get this stuff?
It's a. I found the tobacco plants on the other side of the desert. I lost my voice. 1 second.
Jeez.
A bit harsh.
Come on, Jeremy.
It's very delicious. I also found them mint outside of Westvale.
It's a bit harsher than what I'm used to, but appreciated nevertheless.
Of course, of course. I'll be honest with you. You're probably not going to survive in the next 15 minutes. But I figured you can have a drink and a smoke as a last little gift. That is,
Yeah.
of course, unless you want to talk. And then maybe
No.
we can become friends.
Never been much of a chatter myself. You guys were a heck of a lot faster than those scouts were. Give you that.
Yes,
I
we,
might just be getting older. But had to know this day was coming sooner.
This day comes for all of us one at a time. Some sooner or later.
So you're the lot that's gonna take down Godrod and his whole camp?
I believe it's looking that way. It's a shame. It's a lot of killing, a lot of war. It'd be a lot easier if everyone could just work together to try to build a civilization in this fucking hellhole we live in. But no, everyone must fight. Everyone must die. It's tiring. You look tired too.
I've lived a few decades. I've seen my shit.
I'm
Not
Elstrad,
too
by the way.
They call me Grizz.
Hello, Grizz.
The snootier ones have been calling me ears behind my back, 'cause they're more pointed like an elf than like a goblin.
Huh. Now that you mentioned it, I see it as well. But it's a very striking feature, if I may say.
Yeah, thanks. So, tell me, after Godrod's taken out, what's next for you then? What becomes of your world?
I guess making sure the people of Westvale are safe. That's my main priority, just a home that's safe. I haven't had that in a long time.
As a warhammer comes crashing down and a hand axe gutting across the goblin, the smoke comes to its close.
Whoopsie.
Well, appreciate the distraction, but I reckon my time's up.
War is
I
hell.
reckon so too.
Gosh, you should ask him if you want him to do, if he wants you to do it.
Does he want a quick death or terrible pain?
What would you do if you didn't have to fight for Godrod anymore?
Takes a long lean back, and as he does so, he just kind of closes his eye. As you know, I don't know. Maybe raise berry bushes somewhere in a cave.
Always wanted to open a tea shop.
Can I make an insight roll to see if he's like actually telling me his dreams?
Sure.
That's not a very good roll.
It looks as though like he's closing his eyes and kind of just going to a happy place. He doesn't expect to end up at that happy place. But like he sees the rest of the party turn from the goblin, start walking this direction.
Do you want to talk a lot, or do you want me to take care of you now?
Didn't seem to do him much good.
Fair enough. Yastrev will take a drag, and then he'll give him a drag. And then he'll take his halberd and just pierce his heart slowly.
Coup de grace.
Not so slow, but gentle, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. You see there's a smirk as in his last moment he hands back and then just falls limp.
Yashav will take another drag.
Shikari's gonna sort of stop in her tracks. Blood splattered across her tiny, scaly face. Just sort of like her whole expression just slackened in shock as soon as she realized what Yastrev has done. And she's just gonna like turn around and walk away and go sit underneath a tree and put her arms in her hand and like open up her mom's book and just start reading from page 1 and just sort of like block out the entire world.
Oh. Okay.
Do we want to untie them to save the rope, or do we want to leave them to like sit here tied to a tree while they're undead, trying to go north?
Galen steps forward from the edge of the forest line. Mentioned that they were placing bets on whether or not you guys recover your rope.
I'm going to.
You're breaking in and out like every other word.
Kalen and Seneca enter from the edge of the forest where they had just been off to the side, placing bets on whether or not you guys would recover those ropes.
Just good supplies.
Mr. Crow, could I speak to you for a moment?
Absolutely, yes.
Bantu, could you join us? And Io will like step over to where Crow is. I had a thought, and after watching what has just happened, I think now is the time. It seems clear to me that we need to officially establish someone as our leader. Someone who will make these tough decisions so there's not so much conflict about what the next steps are going to be. I think the most appropriate person from station and training would be Mistress Crow, but I don't want to put her forward if she doesn't want that. So, Bantu, who, if you had to pick someone, who would you put in charge of the group?
Well, I guess it'd be Crow because she's not going to listen to anyone else.
I'm not sure how I listen to people. It's just sometimes I choose to not do what they say.
Well, no, I mean, I think you would hear people's opinions and stuff, but you're still going to do what you're going to do. Which is kind of what you need in a leader.
I agree with you, Bantu. I think those qualities of being resolute and firm in one's decisions are very important in a leader. It's one of the things that Mistress Crow has been raised in.
I mean, you raise a good point. Every war band have war leader, so good point.
I don't think you can just decide someone to be a leader.
Well, but
like usually, you know, someone. I mean, I guess you're God Rod, then you decide you're the leader. But I really don't want to be.
Usually, it's whoever the strongest is, in me experience. And I did just watch you turn a goblin into red mist.
Well, that wasn't completely intentional.
it also tends to be someone from an appropriate station who has been raised with an expectation of leadership.
Sure.
I mean, Ray would be really happy to hear that I became leaders of the boring company.
Is that still her name?
I don't know.
That name's sticking, huh?
I did just make poor sound.
Pontu, if I might impose upon you, if the suggestion came from me or from Mistress Crow, I think it would be taken amiss. Would you be willing to circulate the idea?
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that. Wait. Yeah. Yeah. Grow in charge of Godrod mission. Me like that. She good at talking.
No, I don't think we've had a whole conversation yet, Bontu.
Me more mean like word choice and diction and, poise.
All the elements of rhetoric that you've been taught.
Bontu blushing. I think Bontu blushing.
Okay, well, everyone, I think that something we should do is pick a leader, and then the leader can decide whether we snap Gobbo's necks or not. That way we're not always arguing about it.
I second Bantu's suggestion. I think having an established chain of command is going to be very important as we move forward. We will not have time to discuss and debate decisions.
Shikari's gonna look up from her, put it in her bag, and sort of wander over. And she's gonna look at everybody and say, "What time? You guys killed him with absolutely almost no words spoken in a moment. I literally could not stop you. I hope if we do choose a leader, you listen, but I also wonder, I want it also to be perfectly clear that that leader is simply the leader of the party when we go out on missions as a group for the sake of, operational efficiency, and that this doesn't actually apply to the town. Because if you think of it, we're doing all of this pretty much in deference to the town. I want to protect them anyway. This is why I'm doing it. I want to protect the people who are learning and growing in one place, and I want them to feel safe. And the enemies of knowledge, I want them to be defeated. So that's my goal here. And when we walk into that town, though, we become residents of that town just like anybody else, and we're subjects to them. And that leadership, that party leadership, when we go out and we're on a mission together, that ceases as soon as we walk through the gates. It's the town who's in control as soon as we walk through the gates of that town, and I just want to protect their autonomy as we make these discussions.
I don't think anyone who would be elected as leader would think that instantly become the mayor of the town.
I never implied that was what I thought anyone would think. I just wanted to make clear the parameters of said leadership. If we're going to elect a leader, we certainly should define the scope of that leadership, should we not, and not take it for granted.
We said that the leader is just the person in charge of our group, not necessarily overriding everything.
Yeah, the warband leader.
Look, I do agree. And let's make it fast. Because, what I saw, caroling. So who do we have in mind?
Grow.
And of course, I agree with Bantu. I think Crow would be excellent.
Okay.
Crow,
I mean, I would be happy to make decisions. I like to make decisions, and I like to do what I like to do. So, I don't think it'd be hard for me to continue doing what I want to do.
well,
What about
that
Bree?
sounds like a ringing endorsement from if I've ever heard one.
If someone else has another person they would like to put forward, or if someone would like to step forward, this is the time.
It would not hurt my feelings at all. I will still probably continue to do what I like to do. But I would respect your decision as leader and follow you.
Hey, listen, y'all. Seneca was just staying her right to pitch herself as leader at some point in the future. She's just a bit indecisive at the moment.
That's right. Maybe we shouldn't make this big of a decision now, and maybe after maybe
Not trying to throw anybody off or nothing.
No,
I think we should just go take care of the goblins.
Let's take care of the goblins first, and then we have to get through this whole
Then
hierarchy.
might I propose that we just, in that case, elect a leader just for the goblin mission?
Who's killed the most goblins?
I
mean,
think we can definitely just agree to take the time to listen to his ideas. The whole point of having this vote correct is that you want to avoid discussion, and I'm not sure that having a leader will necessarily do that. So let's just press on, shall we? And we can obviously continue to discuss this as we go if you'd like. But we have what we need, yes, from everything and all the goblins that are dealt with here. So let's just press on. As we walk, we can perhaps discuss, ideas for how we want this to be led.
To the goblin camp.
Southward ho! Right. So it's not too long before the sun is low in the sky, and you guys are going to be faced with the decision to press on through the night or make camp. Godrod's camp is about 2 days south of Westvale. This is the first day of. You could press on through the night and maybe hit Godrod's camp by day, or you can wait, sleep it off, and maybe hit Godrod's camp by tomorrow.
So while we make camp, Crow would like to approach EO on the side. EO, I know you're really busy with setting up the camp and everything, but I would like to steal a moment of your time.
Of course, mistress.
So I've been doing a lot of thinking since we walked from there to here, and it really put I really appreciate you thinking so highly of me, and I think if you want me to be in such a high position, I think it would only make sense that I do a little bit more. So I think it's time I carry my own rations.
Mistress, are you sure?
Well, I don't plan on eating them really because I like your food better. But if something were to happen to me and I were to get stranded away from everyone else, then I think it'd be good to have rations to be able to survive till I can get back to you. But I figured since I'd be carrying potentially more responsibility, I think it's good to be able to take care of myself if necessary. So I think I could definitely take on more by carrying my own rations.
And you see like a small tear start to develop in Io's eye, and he says, "Mistress, you are a true leader, and if that is your wish, then yes."
Really appreciate your support on this,
You are so wise.
Oh my god!
But not tonight. Maybe I'll start in the morning, okay? She's gonna kind of take a second and then okay, I'm gonna go sit over here and I'll be ready for my tea when you're done putting the camp up.
And he like dabs the tear away and says, "Right away, mistress."
Bantu is gonna go gather firewood with Rien, like they normally do ever since Crow embarrassed them. Hey, Rien, can I ask you a question?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, whatever, yeah, well, yeah.
What, do you like the goblins? Do you not like the goblins? Because it kind of feels like 1 second you're like, hero of the town, kill all the goblins, rescue all the people, and the next moment you're like, but I like this one, and I want to keep this one, or not kill this one. And I don't understand.
Well, I had a conversation with them. With them in there attacking us, of course, they're a threat and you need to get rid of them. But when the danger has passed and you have a conversation with someone who is no longer a threat, but, a pleasant conversation is sometimes, the barriers got off. And it's hard to describe, but it's harder to kill. It is easier to kill a fish that doesn't talk than a fish who does talk.
Oh, yeah, I get that. That's why my mom always used to tell me not to name our food.
Oh. So, it is hard. If I had never, if Nasher had never, I don't know, if he was killed before then, I wouldn't have felt as bad. But the minute that you understand that this person, this goblin, had, hopes, wishes, and family, and, a separate life from you, it starts to weigh on you a bit. That, yes, we have to kill them, but you don't want to because you know exactly what they are. It becomes, it doesn't become fair, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. I guess not much is fair in this wasteland that we all share together. It's mostly about survival.
Yes, so I don't know. It is complicated, and I'm learning a lot, and I know that they say that I want to be a hero, and I do to an extent, but I want to at least make a mark on the world that is good. And I don't see that happening after I talk to someone and then I kill them afterwards. It doesn't seem nice.
But you didn't kill them, I did.
I know it again. It's complicated, and imagine that you're taken from your village, and then your family is left behind, and then they don't know if they're alive or dead, and you're taken, and
what if what if it's just a series of questions, and then when they answer them, and then they're killed, and then your family is trying to get to you, and it's just really complicated, and it's just something I don't want to think about, and that's why I don't like to kill people that I had a conversation with, and especially for getting information from them. It's just it's complicated, it is, right, yes.
You're right. I mean, losing the people that are close to you is hard. I mean, but if we never, I don't know. It's either we let gobos live happy life and they attack town, or we kill gobos and let the town live happy life. So you're right. Complicated.
And it is. And with Godrod right now, I don't know the man. But what if we talk to him and, start a conversationalist or something? Or he makes a really good point, and then we have to kill them.
You do remember them attacking town with giant spiders
Oh, no,
and bugbears and killing people, well, trying to kill people, and like kidnapping people. Then we had to chase them down and rescue those people. You remember all that, right?
Oh, I do. I'm not saying that, anything else, but I don't know. It is complicated. I'm not advocating that we keep him alive, but I don't know.
Do you just want to walk away?
No, I'm already here, and with the villagers, and they were kidnapped. This is something that we have to focus on. So I'm going to focus on this, and I think from now on, I shouldn't be talking to goblins.
If it's what helps you compartmentalize.
I think so. There used to be someone in the village, kind of weird, but amazing amazing fisherman, but was never around when we had to kill the fish. So they would always go below decks or off the docks whenever we had to do the dirty work, and we'd make fun of them, of course. No one really hurt me, but that's neither here nor there. But I kind of get it now, I don't, if we do the capturing, I don't think I should be the one to interrogate, because even now I'm not a stunning conversationalist. I have not held a good conversation with Seneca because I don't know how to talk to her. I constantly make faux pas. And then, of course, sometimes when it's very high stakes, I kind of cry a lot, like I did with the goblin.
Yeah, I did notice that one. Mm-hmm.
It was definitely, it was, yes.
But you got through it.
Yeah, I don't think that I could do what you and Yathrev and Bree did. I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Yeah, I've been doing dirty work since I can remember. Kind of a daily thing in the Dread Horde.
Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yep, according to my mom, that's how you make great warriors for the queen. But, it does help you survive, knowing how to do the dirty work.
I suppose it does.
And, I don't know. There's a whole cycle of life and death, right? It does come for us all. Can't expect to live in the life we live that it's not going to come our way, sooner rather than later. If we're all just holed up in a library with books, probably be a lot safer. The way the Shikari describes it. Sounds like that's much better than this life. But this is the one we live. So, I don't know. Those gobos wouldn't hesitate to try to kill us.
No, they wouldn't. Yes. I just thought, that it. I don't know, it was a very juvenile thing to think, but I thought that, everything was the same like it was in my village. I know that occasionally outsiders weren't up to date, but they were somewhat always polite. But I didn't expect everything to be a lot more complex than I. So I have a lot to learn about the wider world and everything. So
Well, we should probably get this firewood back before Crow starts complaining.
what do you think about Crow becoming leader?
I definitely think that she probably the one that would actually use her brain. Like, I don't know. I think that if she could be like her sister, that I would be happy to follow her.
Great. All right. Well, let's collect the firewood, I suppose. Yes.
As you guys are out collecting firewood, you start to hear what sound like footsteps.
Oh no, fuck. More goblins, please.
As not too far off way, in the evening sunlight, you catch a party of about 4 individuals dressed in the worn leather armor, typical town guards or scouts of Westvale. They look to be weary but alert, carrying simple weapons and some basic supplies. And upon spotting you, there's kind of like a relieved wave.
Does Shikari see this?
Yes.
Does she recognize any of them from? Has she met any of them before?
Roll me an intelligence check.
Okay. $17.
Every one of them was at your lecture. This is Gareth Thorne, Alara Brightwood, Boris Bricklayer, and Lysander. But you know them as Gary, Boris, and Lai.
Ellis, Boris, and Lai, she says. As
Gary,
she doesn't
Ellie,
take.
Boris, Lai.
Cool. I'm gonna yell, hello and goblin, and I'm gonna wave.
And they shout back. I can't think of a clever response right now, but they shout. And it's almost right in Goblin.
Would the proper response to a goblin greeting be like, how about something along the lines of like a Valar Morghulis type of thing, but like for goblins, like, eat shit, your mom first.
Exactly.
Okay, that's what we do.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna walk up and hello. How's your patrol going?
Well, we ran into a might of all goblins the other day. Took out a good number of them, but a couple, no less than half a dozen, managed to scamper off. They were making their way north. We've been scouring the woods ever since to find a whereabouts. How are the likes of y'all? Good to see you this far from town. What are you doing this far out?
Well, we're actually on our way to the goblin camp, and we encountered a party. Did maybe one of them have like an arrow sticking out of his leg?
That would be Ellie.
Oh, Ellie, you're such a good shot, but you maybe missed an artery there.
Told you should have aimed a little bit higher on that shot.
Yeah, but close enough. But we got them for you. So they actually gave us some valuable information about what's going on over in the camp and where exactly Goldrod is. Have you guys heard anything since you've been out and about?
I mean, word is we saw a large number of ogres seems to have been dispatched. They seem to be making their way around the pass. Not really sure what they're doing circling around to the southwest. I assume it's to gather resources, but we know that they're separated from the goblin camp at the moment.
Well, actually, Brienne here. Have you all met Brienne? I'm just gonna gesture toward her, and she's gonna say, Brienne was actually the one who interrogating the goblin. He told her something interesting. I don't know if she wants to tell you or tell you. If she's BRBing at the moment.
No, I'm still here.
Okay, yeah. Are you just gonna stand there silently?
Oh no! I thought it was going to be a quick. Sorry, Rian will relay the information.
I'm tossing it to you. I'm tossing it to you, my friend, because I don't want you.
What?
No. I'm like, here's.
You remembered Brienne is in the room?
You were the one who was like interrogating, so like the where Godrod is, and
the ogre situation.
Why the ogres might be leaving, that sort of thing. I don't know if you want to tell them that.
Oh yeah, no. Brienne will relay that information to them. Quite happily.
Well, that might actually be working in our favor.
It could be, unless it's some sort of ruse. It could be a big lie. I don't know how elaborate scheme goblins can set up, but perhaps the goblins are going that way to gather resources, as you said.
I suppose. I don't suppose any of you ever heard of that Grog fella?
What?
Grog fella?
The one you said is leading the ogres? That Grog the troll fella?
Oh, right. Yeah, the goblin did tell us that his name was Grog. But nothing more than that, just that they were dissatisfied with the resources, I think, and the way that the war had been going, just like the way, I don't know, and that they had split it off. Was that right, Rian? Am I remembering that correctly, or was there more to it?
Oh.
With the ogres, yes. The ogres are angry that so many goblins have been lost to the north, and the ogres are assuming that Godrod can't raise a good enough army.
Well then, perhaps our efforts haven't been in vain after all. Some real signs of progress, it's supposing it's not a ruse like you. Wouldn't that be nice? Having their numbers and not having to fight nearly.
We were thinking that probably our best course of action. Well, you know what? Probably the least you know, the better, in case anything crossed your path on the way and you don't know. But we do have maybe the semblance of coming together of a plan. So, yeah, I think we haven't quite decided where exactly town to retreat to, but as you, if needed, but as you head back to the town, just let them know that you found us, all is well.
Any messages you'd like me to relay back?
Well, tell Bora that her acorn helmet will be ready for her as soon as I get back.
All right.
Oh, and perhaps tell the barkeep to keep our seats warm.
Aye. Anybody else?
Bree, got any messages to take back to the town?
You got any supper left over?
Oh, yeah, we got something to share. Come on in.
Interested, we caught a couple of rabbits along the way.
We got firewood.
We'd be happy to share. As camp is made, a jolly night is had. And if there are any more messages people would like to get back, you speak up. Otherwise, it's the one.
I was just gonna enjoy her tea. Lovely light of the campfire.
Come to learn that Alara Brightwood's the younger and more agile, skilled tracker. Despite the weariness, there's a spark of optimism in her. Boris, the bricklayer, a stout, dependable human, perhaps a bit gruff, but utterly reliable. He's the one that always checks his gear twice. And Lysander Finch, the newest recruit, still a little green, but eager to prove himself. He might be overly cautious or one of minor mistakes, but he seems earnest. And they're all led by Gareth Horn, the most seasoned of the group. Also a bit grizzled, with a quiet intensity. He's seen a lot and carries the weight of it, and he's more quiet than the rest of them as the camp moves on.
Are we doing campfire stuff?
Right. If anybody would like to share any stories, you're welcome to.
I was gonna think more in terms of more goblin lessons. If there's any phrases anybody wants to know or any words, I'll start there, but then I'll start expanding more vocabulary and how words work. Sort of like, even if they don't know the word, maybe get the clues.
Can we learn swear words first?
You know what? Given the frequency in goblin language, I think that's actually a very appropriate first lesson.
I'm in.
Let's move on to, let's do it. So, what's the first curse word we want to learn in goblin?
Fuck
we've heard
you.
most often is shit.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds a bit like throw phlegm in the back of your throat and spit it out, and then it ends in bzz.
I don't know how to spell that to make a note of that. But that's shit now.
It's canon. And so we go through some curse words.
Beautiful.
Yay. While they are cursing at each other in Goblin,
you make it sound less refined than it is. We're working on our language skills, I'll have you know.
Is this East Coast Goblin or West Coast Goblin?
Definitely East Coast.
It's regional Goblin. It's the dialect of where we are.
I do want to ask these scouts, as I don't know if I, as a person, have just not been paying very well attention, because I thought these goblin attacks were newer, and apparently it's been going on for decades. So, Crow is going to sit and stare at the scouts, and she wants to. Sorry, I just said that. She wants to ask them. So you guys seem to be anywhere between, and she's gonna kind of point to each of them, like, you seem to have been doing this for a while, you guys slightly longer, and you look like you just started 2 days ago, so you guys are all on kind of different levels of scouting ranges.
Sure.
Has this been just your entire existence in Westvale of goblin attacks? Like, this is just all you've ever known?
Well, I mean, not so much like the besieged by goblins part. That's relatively new. But like, there's always been goblins in the area. And anytime that you run into goblins, spell trouble.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. They haven't always just like overrun the town, though, right? This is a new decision that they've made to try and mark their claim.
It seems that the Godrod fella is the one responsible for convincing them that that seems to be the best course of action for them. So, you know, the sooner that he can be quieted down, I think the more peaceful we'll all sleep.
One would hope. You never really know, though. Be interesting to see.
So how long have you been killing goblins?
least a week.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been quite an experience. It started on the farm, and they threw bugs at me, which was quite disastrous and terrifying. And then a bugbear tried to carry me away, and that was terrifying. And then there was a cave where I almost died by getting shot by several arrows. It's actually quite a miserable existence. I have not been a fan of it since it started. So
Yeah.
to see
So,
that this has just been the way of your life, I mean, that's not so much fun.
yeah, certainly the sooner we can be rid of any goblin threat to our town, I think the better.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's just it seems like it's always been a goblin threat. Like, but you said it's not as bad when Godrod wasn't there.
I mean, it's been a manageable threat before. You could always just hire a few mercenaries to keep like any traveling caravan safe. But now they're traveling in significantly larger masses, and so it's hard to predict. But
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
since they're all working together, it makes it all that much worse because they're fast little quiet devils and they get into everything.
They really are quite quick unless you make them slow.
And there's just so damn many of them. All
They're like rabbits. They really it's quite depressing. They're everywhere. They're like what are those bugs ears can't get rid of? Cockroaches?
I don't know how they find the time with all the murdering they've got going on.
Yeah, I don't know, you think they'd have something better to do with their lives. They'd probably
Anything,
make really great gardeners.
right? Get a hobby.
We teach them the ways of hobbying. We can get them into crochet. They like needles. Could be fun.
It could happen.
Well, I'm beat for the night, and seeing as starting tomorrow, I must carry my own rations. I'm going to need a little extra sleep.
Oh, good for you, Crow.
Thank you.
No, that's nice. Congrats.
Thank you.
It's
I
a
will
I'll
share
share
them
them if you guys need any. She's gonna go into her like really nice, fluffy glamping tent to go to sleep that he'll put up for her.
Who's taking first watch?
Now Rian will take first watch.
Eo can also take first watch.
Is there anything
Okay.
you guys would like to accomplish during the night? Any scenes you would like to have?
No.
Shikari is going to, after teaching everybody curse words, sort of make a rudimentary box of candidate suggestions. She's also going to start sketching out a list of questions, like for the candidate. What are the primary things that you would consider when making a decision about life or death? Things like that, easy questions. And then she's going to turn it into kind of a questionnaire, and she's going to like kind of set up this sort of area, and she's going to like be ready like whenever anybody wants to know, in the morning or that night. This is sort of what she's thinking should be the criteria, whether they choose a leader or not, whether it's a posed candidacy or not. We should all ask these questions and know this going in, because knowledge is the primary goal here, just to know before we all sign over at the specific person the answer to these specific questions. So if anybody has any questions of the candidate, I would love to know. And she'll even say, if anybody has any suggestions for questions of what they would like to consider in a leader, I'd love to hear it. Maybe pop it into this box. Or if you want to go in on, come let me know. I'm making a questionnaire.
I want to know how many push-ups they can do.
All right, it's on the list. It's part of the questionnaire. Here we go. She's just taking notes and writing things down and making ideas, and that's what she's doing.
Then I'd want to know how many goblins.
You cut out. I couldn't hear you. Your question's invalid.
I want to know how many goblins they've killed.
Oh.
One of the guardsmen.
Well.
Oh, we should explain to them. Hey, right, well, you don't know what's going on.
Not at all.
We were talking about maybe how it would be good. Well, I don't know. Yeah, is Eo here? Is he nearby, or has he gone to bed with Crow?
Well, I mean,
Eo's on watch.
Help with what you're doing?
Eo's on watch.
No,
so he's awake. Is he nearby?
Sure.
Does he want to join the convo? Eo, maybe you can explain it better. Why you think we need a leader?
Oh, well, like today, there were 2 goblin prisoners, and they were questioned, but then, without any discussion, they were executed. And while I don't particularly have a problem with that, for they have tried to kill us on multiple occasions, I know certain members of the party disagreed. There was almost a scuffle trying to prevent it. So it just seems to me that we need to have someone who's part of the group who would be the one to make that call to try to save and reduce the friction. And also, we have talked a lot about what we should or shouldn't do, and sometimes it just feels like we go over it and around and around. So if there was one person who we all agreed we would listen to, then when the time came, we could make our case to them, and then what they decided we would all respect.
And I think maybe some of us feel like this goes without saying, but I will point out that specifically when we as a party, this group here, goes out on missions, it's not specifically in any way with relation to the town. And it's entire leadership. We are absolutely cognizant of the autonomy of the town.
Yes, as we've said, this is only for our group. But that is why I thought that it might be worth discussing.
But to answer your question, we've killed a lot of goblins.
Right. No, that's kind of fair, I guess. I guess we haven't taken a whole lot of goblin prisoners ourselves. Most often we kind of run into some sort of a raiding party or another, and they're not too keen and fight to the last. But yeah, no, that's pretty smart what you guys have done. Wow.
So how is it? I never actually. How is it that the town guard chooses their leadership? What's your guys' format for choosing something like that? Is it chosen or elected or anything like that?
Well, kind of the way that we saw fit is that those that were kind of in the town guard before this whole thing became a situation for everybody sort of took up positions of leadership as everybody kind of became necessary to join into. I was a bricklayer before all of this.
So you're saying that before, the sort of militarization of the town as it's become, the town guard was sort of a communal space where everybody just shared leadership.
Well, we pitched in here and there, we all shared watches as need be. It wasn't that hard to divide up amongst the town.
But there was no one who was the sort of leader. Getting his freaking name because I always forget his leader of the guard.
You didn't have a captain of the guard?
Oh, sure. That'd be Clifton.
Has he always held that post? Is that recent?
I guess it was kind of more recently elected as the one to make the strategies for the town guard, I guess.
Interesting.
And
I do think it's fair that in times of peace, it can be a sort of egalitarian, but in times of crisis, there does need to be, as has been pointed out by EO, someone who can be the decisive voice and say, this is what we're doing, action taking. And if anything, I would qualify this as almost a time of war. A bit of a cold war, but not necessarily, considering there have already been battles lost and lives lost on both sides.
I mean, it's been a while since we heard from him, but before that, I mean, War was doing a pretty good job of kind of rallying the townsfolk about like getting everybody together to do and everything.
I do have one question. You say it was Clifton?
Clifton, yeah, the head guardsman.
Was perhaps Clifton's father also head guardsman when he was younger?
I reckon I never thought to ask. Come to think of it, maybe.
And perhaps Clifton's father's father as well?
I mean, that would make sense if it ran in the family. Seems only fair that his blood would have the right kind of genes to do that. Maybe it takes the right kind of gumption to be the head.
I definitely take issue with the idea of hereditary achievement. I think a cobbler can have a son who has absolutely no ability with shoes.
Well, of course.
But that's neither here nor there.
But someone who grows up in a cobbler's household will have more opportunity to learn what it takes to be a cobbler.
You can lead a horse to water, I think is one of the old sayings. You can't drink.
Yes, and you can't turn a donkey into a mule.
No, Clifton's a man. we wouldn't pick a horse or a mule to be the head of our town guard. That'd be ridiculous.
Of course not. I did not mean to suggest it.
Where would we even find a mule out here?
We might know of one. Anyway,
As Rian very quickly throws a blanket over the pony.
No, don't eat the horse. No!
How many votes has he got?
Are you asking how many horses a bone has?
What?
Huh?
He said, how many votes does
Nothing.
Tia have to be the leader?
Oh yeah, how many bones?
If Tia.
If Tia?
If Tia.
No, but thank you for sharing how it's done for you all. I think leadership does tend to be thrust upon certain people at certain times, whether they're ready for it or not.
I mean, I think it certainly makes things easier for everybody having that family line to depend on to keep on producing more people to keep on doing what's good for everybody. It's like you said, it's like having a fine family. They're going to know what they're doing, and their son's going to learn all the tricks of the trade. So that by the time the pa comes due, the son will know all the tricks of the trade too, to pass on to his kid.
You're exactly right.
I certainly hope that Pete comes. You can go back to trade with family.
If you're interested, I could teach you how to lay a brick too.
Sure. Let's do it. I think we have some mud here. Let's try and mix something up. What do you think?
You ever plaster a mold before?
Well, yes. Once in pottery class. But I think the facilities were slightly. Anyway, what we're dealing with would be more.
Well, back home, I got a whole workshop. Like I said, I was a bricklayer back in Westvale. No need to dive into that conversation. As the rest of the night basically goes by uninterrupted, he's able to get a long, unimpeded. Feel free to heal up and regain any expended abilities. Spell
Hell
slots
yeah.
forward.
And we level up to 6? That's awesome.
Oh my god. Thank you.
Good news.
Why is my HP at 10?
Why does it say that I have 44?
We level up to.
These tokens probably are linked. Yeah.
So wait, we're leveling up?
Huh?
We're leveling.
No, you're not leveling up.
Aw.
You never know when it might work.
One of these days.
Just keep
I mean,
You guys
You
technically,
miss all the shots you don't take.
technically, you could level up tonight.
It's your
Everybody
choice.
except Lucas.
And yes.
All the scouts level up. How about that?
What?
I'll take it.
Woo!
Bargain.
And as you guys wake up in the morning, you can see Boris, the bricklayer, once again checking all of his gear as they are readying themselves to make their way northward towards Westvale with Shikari's men. And they bid everybody farewell, brace everybody for the wonderful evening, and the scouts set off on their way, hiking north. As the morning sun
EO
starts
makes sure to
rise,
tell them in the goblin equivalent of break a leg.
Why did you say that you want him to break his dick? That is not funny.
Oh, is that not how you use the expression?
No, I mean, you could do a cocktail, which is may your spear break in a body. You know, that is somewhat the equivalent, but you know what you said might be interpreted a different way, but you know, different strokes for different folks.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll just avoid the goblin from now on.
Did I do it right?
Definitely. A lot of emphasis on it. That is very good.
So we keep moving south then?
Indeed.
We're going to face Godrod. We're going to kill him. We're going to kill
Party
him.
continuing southward.
To the south.
As you continue to follow the stream and you start passing through a heavily wooded, overgrown section of this forest, passing between trees and rocks, encountering a series of unusual thick, sticky spider webs stretched across paths at varying heights. The webs look to be more substantial than normal spider webs and are a bit difficult to break at times. Some of them are even cleverly camouflaged to be free. But as you are continuing to press your way forward, you might have to start making strength or dexterity checks to maneuver through this area.
Oh, that's bad news. Well, okay, dex checks aren't so bad.
I mean, it's just spider webs, guys, right? That's probably not indicative of anything. It's probably just webs.
Yeah, just
Maybe
no one's been
they're-
out here to dust recently.
Maybe it's for the World Wide Web.
Oh, that's a wonderful
And we're
natural
going to
one there,
surf it.
Yas.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's a
I hate spider
3?
webs.
Did I miss something? Why are we making deck saves?
We're avoiding spider
Traversing
webs.
through
We're
spider
surfing
webs.
them.
So it's a dex save, not just a dex check.
It's a dexterity or strength check.
But
I don't use
but my
the
dex
spider
check
web.
is different than my save, and I rolled a natural 20.
Good.
Oh.
Because everyone else was rolling saves.
Oh, it's not a save. Wait, is it a check?
It's a check.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. It's a check.
Well, that's a strength or dex. Oh, I want my strength's better.
Dexterity check to break through or avoid.
Oh,
I am stuck in a web.
I would
I
roll the
think
one
it's because I'm
nonetheless.
carrying rations, which are very heavy.
Heavy
How many
rations.
are rations?
I should have reconsidered this before we went to the spider webs.
And EO actually gave you like half of your rations.
Just seems like a lot.
Check.
So you currently have 4 days worth of rations.
We'll add it to my inventory.
The party is able to navigate the webs without being impeded.
It's a minor miracle.
Carefully maneuvering around them, some fire to burn a few away, and avoid getting stuck in the webs or alerting anything. Who knows? Not us. But you guys continue around and to come around closer to what looks to be work. It's gonna work, maybe. Maybe it's gonna work. Tokens. You guys start getting a little bit closer and a little bit closer. You start riding around and start seeing signs of what might be goblins nearby, and you start seeing some familiar landmarks as the stream that you guys have been trailing alongside falls off the cliffside, and you see down into smoke starting to rise up from several stacks as what looks to be a number of goblin tents all spread out from down below, as hundreds of chittering voices can be heard going from down in the canyon as a mess of goblins, ogres, wargs, nightmares are way too down below.
Can I make out any?
Next week we might be able to dive into that. But that's our 7 o'clock, I think.